Good morning, world. It is January 3rd, 2022. Welcome to the new year. New year, new me. Maybe not, same dude. It's your boy Pat the designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.kidd. You already know how we get down, guys. We're glad to be here for another episode of the Morning Breeze. And man, do we got some conversation to have this morning. We got some. You know what? I'm just now realizing I didn't even text you one of the topics we wanted to get into, which is Kwame. So we're gonna get into that as well. But we got to get into what's going on
Kwame Brown.
with Antonio Brown stunning the world after turning his back on Tom Brady. Is that what really happened? Is Antonio Brown in the wrong in that situation? And then talking about these NBA standings, looking at them and saying, hey, listen, are these true to form? Like, are these where these teams really are going to go? Or when some people get healthy, are we going to see some major change in where the rank is? And then we introducing another new segment, man, Dope or Nope, where we look at the overall what's dropping tonight, some games tonight, and then some interesting TV shows that might be dropping tonight. So talking about if they're dope or nope. And then what coaches survived Black Monday, all that and more, man. And you know me and Kid are just going to talk some random stuff at some point. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We are doing this every single day, the Morning Breeze, Monday through Friday. Can be heard here and over on the Contender app. So go ahead and download that as well. We appreciate you guys tuning in and rocking with us. Let's get into the show. First things first, top of the morning, Kid. How you feeling, my boy?
I'm good. Top of the morning to you. New year, new you. New vibes, I guess.
New vibes.
Have new vibes.
Can't go wrong with the vibes, man. I'm feeling. You know what? It was a interesting morning for me. It was a 4:30 start as always. But it wasn't a 4:30 start of like, hey, I'm finna just get up and walk around and try to figure out life for 45 minutes before I come into the studio. It was like, hey, let's do some stuff, man. Let's get the blood pumping, start working out. I don't know how long it's gonna last into the new year, but hopefully it lasts all year. You know, I think I've started every January like I'm gonna get in shape, and it's never happened. I'm still the same shape. But
Round is a shape.
round is a shape, my boy. Thank you. That's what I'm
Round is a
talking.
shape. That's gotta have your back somehow.
Hey, listen, it was that day we started looking up all of the weights of everybody who was in shape. It was like, nah, he got to be like 230. Nah, he like 185. Man, look how big he is. He got to be like 212.
Hey,
Now he's
Mikey,
like 165. It's like, hey man, I think we just fat.
I gotta trim it down. So I got a goal for every week. Every week is 10 miles. Got to at least run 10 miles every week. So
Oof.
hey man, it's easy to do. Two
Don't put
days,
that all in one day.
2 miles a day. If you consistent with it, is easy. Light work.
All right.
2 miles
Take
a
it
day.
with
Work week, 5 days.
you. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I
You're
did the
trying to do
math.
the simple math. I got you. Two
I
times
did the
five.
math
Sorry.
on. You know,
That's
I got what you were saying. 2 miles a day. I'm finna walk this dog around the block. But
Hey man, do it. Do it. Do
what's
it.
going on to
That's what's up.
everybody in the chat? Forrest said I woke up early on accident. Anyways, what's good? By Brian in the chat already. Morning Kings and Queens. Who's the queen? Anyway, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking
Could
with
be
us,
talking
man.
about the chat.
Oh, okay. All right, in the chat. All right, cool. Shout out to him. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Let's get into this topic, man. Because yesterday we saw a very interesting thing with Antonio Brown. I definitely was planning on starting the show with DeMar DeRozan's game winner, but I feel like it would be a disservice to what we're trying to do here if we didn't start the show talking about the biggest story in sports. We saw Antonio Brown essentially rip off his gear on the sideline. Nobody knew what the heck was going on. We saw the shirt come flying off. We saw him run across the end zone while the game is being played, opposite end zone. He's waving to the fans, gives them the peace sign, much love, runs out of the stadium. All of a sudden, all the speculations fly. Why did he run off? I heard somebody said this. I heard this happening. All right, let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Get to the end of the game, find out that apparently it's because he felt like he wasn't being targeted and he was forced to be missed on his incentives. And also that when they talked to Bruce Arians was very blunt about it. He just said, "Hey, it's no longer a buck. I'm not talking about him. He's out of here." Coming out the gate, kid. What are your thoughts? Where do you stand? Where do you see it? As far as we can tell, what we've heard, Antonio Brown would have been out $333,000, like an even 333,333.333. It just kept going forever. Is Antonio Brown in the wrong, or is he justified in what he did?
First of all, he's, as a professional, he's not justified in what he did. What he did was crazy. You can have your own disagreements with the coach or anything like that, but to sit there, throw off your gear and stuff like that, and to run off in the middle of the game in the fashion that he did, yeah, he'd be cut on any team. I don't think it'd be just the Bucks. It'd be cut
Yeah,
on any team. Mind you, this is a Buck team that's already rolled with him, despite the fact that we had a whole fake COVID vaccination card, thinking all the backlash that came with that. Bruce Arians
yeah,
was like, hey, this is our guy that's rolling with it. I don't give a F what anyone else to say or whatever he said, but
yeah.
basically along those lines. So, you already have all you could ask for as a player. Hey, my team and my coach rolled with me, even though I actually had this huge debacle that kind of, shed some negative light on them. Clearly I'm going to be the, WR1 for for this team because they have Evans came back.
Evans came back.
Evans came back, but Godwin's out.
Yep.
So
And we know, weirdly enough, we know Brady was giving Brown those targets.
hey, Brady was gonna get him those targets.
He was gonna,
Uh,
like, I don't understand it.
Did this. Brady did this last year for him, trying to make sure that he get that bonus and everything like that. But at the same time, he also has to realize this: you tried to. I think he needed one touchdown and 55 yards to hit both of his bonuses. I think it was two bonuses that
Two
you know you,
separate, yeah.
two separate bonuses, one for the touchdown, one for the yardage.
Yep.
Down 14, I think. Instead of thinking of it individually, he needed to think of the team. The team was down. I can't really, speak on what his play was because I didn't watch the entire game at the time it was happening. But I mean, I think it was only the third quarter as well.
Only the third quarter, had another quarter to go. They actually end up coming back in the game anyway. Like, it's the Jets secondary. We'll get you some shots. And here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm not gonna do. Like, I'm
And
not
then
gonna
I
be
hear
that
that he didn't go. He didn't want to go back in the game.
didn't want to go back in the game. He had 5 targets at that point. He'd caught 3 of them. He didn't want to go back into the game. And here's the thing, like, I'm not going to be one of those guys, because we've seen, as black men, we've seen, instantly black Twitter start roasting somebody, then you find out there's something seriously wrong and they've passed away a half a year later. I'm not going to be that guy that's going to sit here and be like, Antonio Brown, you're crazy. Antonio Brown's not crazy. He plays a sport where he gets hit a lot. I don't know if that factors into it, but he
Really
plays a
bad.
sport where he gets hit a lot. I think the action and what he did as a football player is the most unjustified thing that I've ever seen on a football field, especially on a team that is not only once, not only twice, but repeatedly stuck its neck out for you. I never want to come on here and say that dude should never work again. Heck, Matt Nagy's going to work again. It may not be with the Bears, but I guarantee Matt Nagy will have another job again. I never want to be that dude that's like, this dude will never work again. He's terrible. Jim Boylan is an assistant coach on a staff. It can't get worse than them. Antonio Brown should never have an NFL job again. He should never be allowed to be in an NFL locker room again. Not because of his play, but because in any situation, to me, that's a brotherhood. And I just think about in our group with what we have around, if somebody just up and just turn their back on you in the middle of y'all going to war, like, what are we talking about? You should never be allowed near an NFL locker room again. And it's not to say he's not a great talent. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. He might play football again. He's that good of a player. He's that good of a wide receiver. But I would never let him near an NFL locker room again. And the Bears fans that immediately come out and say, I'd love to see Antonio Brown in a Bears uniform. We not that desperate. We not that desperate. I guarantee you we not that desperate.
The toxic rating that he would get, the scouting report on him is one thing. And I see this a lot in the chat. I also see this a lot saw this a lot on Twitter. In all actuality, I think you hit the nail on the head. I would hate for something to be seriously wrong with him, and we're one of the platforms that sit there and spit out all the memes and jokes and stuff like that. After a while, I don't think it's funny. After a while, it's clearly something wrong mentally for him. And I like how Tom Brady did it. Tom Brady had a lot of class in addressing the situation. He addressed him as a friend, which is what stood out to me.
Yeah.
He addressed him as a friend, saying he need and speaking to the fact that hopefully he can get the help and care that he needs and that they care for him. He's not a buck anymore and things of that nature, but he wanted him to have that care, and I thought that was really cool to see. That's a side of these players that we normally don't get to see, just because we are kind of stuck in what they do as football players, that we don't look at the person behind it. But Tom Brady as a person was speaking at that podium on behalf of Antonio Brown, it was good to see other players rally around that too. Reggie Bush, saying, all jokes aside, he hoped that he gets the help that he needs. Like, it wasn't missed upon me that him running out that stadium, getting a police escort to the airport is what they said happened. That could have been the last time we saw him. Period.
Yeah. And
that's the type of meltdown that he's been having.
The part that I'm not gonna do, like, the all jokes aside, like Reggie Bush, and there was a bunch of people that did that. All jokes aside, though, I hope you okay, but I'm gonna get these jokes off. Nah, I'm not getting these jokes off. We've seen, and the only reason that I even remotely think, because to me there's a line. Like, some people are just jerks. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just jerks. Like, some people, you don't want to say that they use the mental issue aspect of it as a crutch, but some people are just mean.
Mm-hmm.
The way Tom Brady talked about him lets me know that he thinks that there's something wrong with AB on a mental level. And so for that reason, you're not going to hear the jokes out of me. Now, you will hear the analysis of me. Out of me. And to me, what we saw from AB is, as a football team, as a football player, egregious. And you saw you saw the betrayal that the team felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we saw yesterday. You saw, like, and by the way, biggest fumbled bag of the year. I think we were all giving that to Dennis Schroeder. Is this the biggest fumbled bag of the year now?
Nah, it's still Dennis Schroeder.
Still Dennis? All right, cool.
Dennis left like $70 million on the table.
Well, I mean, you know what? Yeah, no, never mind. They wasn't gonna give AB $70 million. He wasn't gonna come nowhere near $70 million. But it's one of those where, to me, where I'm looking at it and I'm saying, like, okay, like, what is he? Where does he go from here? Where is he done in the NFL? Is that the end of his career? Do we see him again? Does he get help? Do we see him with Tom Brady again? Tom seemed like the kind of dude that he'll give you a shot. But is that Tom's last straw? You leave Tom in the middle of a game, you turn your back on the GOAT. I think that's probably it right there for your career.
Nah, I don't think of Tom that way. And to be honest with you, I wish I had a better answer, a different answer, but I'm less worried about Antonio Brown, the football player. Antonio Brown, the person, I honestly don't want to play football because I don't want him to get hit anymore.
Yeah,
Like I didn't know the man personally, but clearly people around him and stuff like that says, "Hey, this kid ain't been right since he got hit by Vontae,"
yeah,
which is one of the nastiest
yeah.
hits I've seen, helmet to helmet, in the last what 5 6 years. It was the nastiest, and just how it happened. And if there's a clear difference between how he's
Probably.
acted since then, man, like CTE is real. Like how
Yeah,
many people have how many people have been accredited with CTE that had some disastrous outcome,
no,
suicide, stuff like that. Like
yeah,
all of that stuff being said, man, no, I want him to get help. And if being in the NFL helps him, then sure, I would want to see him back in the jersey because I want him to be in the best space. I don't want a life to be lost or anything like that.
right,
But if that's not the case, wherever he goes, I mean, we're still talking about a multimillionaire. I'm hoping that he uses it for the good to get him the appropriate help
right.
and he can enjoy life. That's what I would want.
No, I feel you, dog. I feel you. It's sad to see careers go this way. Is this a case that another case of something becoming a blemish as far as mental health on, or not so much mental health as far as CTE and stuff like that on the NFL? Does Antonio Brown become a one of those cases where you look at the NFL and say, "Dog, y'all got to either figure something out." I mean, we're talking about a hit. I will say they've made a lot of advancements since the Vontez Burfict hit. I believe Vontez is banned from the NFL now, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
I didn't know that one.
I think he's banned from the NFL because he had a couple of those.
Several
He,
hits like
he
that.
had not only just the AB hit, but a couple more of those hits. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's banned from the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the chat if that's a fact or not. Because I know he was suspended for at least a full season. I believe he was playing for the Raiders when he did it.
But Vontez has a bunch of other stuff going on.
Oh, he's got a ton of stuff going on. But
He got
yeah,
a
he's
bunch of other stuff.
he's
Yeah,
on an indefinite suspension. But
but
does
that's for domestic violence and stuff like that.
does this go down as another blemish as far as CTE and stuff on the NFL? Not doing enough for the player, not doing enough to get the player help, allowing a player to continue to run out there when you know he's got a mental problem, allowing a player to resign when you know that his mind might not be right. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we getting to a point? And I think that these have become far and fewer between cases. Like, I don't think we've seen an Antonio Brown kind of blow up in a while.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this is the case, but if you have a player like this, then listen, we know how mugs are. It'd be, oh, that's just AB. Y'all know he a little crazy. Is there a point where the league has to step in and say, no, is he okay? Or
I
is
think
it
this is the point.
is it still that personal? Hey, listen, if he don't say nothing, we ain't got nothing to do.
I think this was the point, right? The one thing about it is we don't know. There's a lot of people that come on a football team, and there's a lot of people we don't see on a football team,
Oh yeah,
right? The reality of it is we're only it's only getting this much attention because it's Antonio Brown.
yes, 100%.
He's that level of a talent. He's that good. He's that type of name where that's where it's getting that level of attention. We don't know if there's any other players who have these outbursts and stuff like that that just walk off. Even if they do walk off during the game, if they don't do it in that type of fashion, we don't know what the heck is going on, right? And so, like, it's a lot of speculation. I will say that because it's happening to one of the stars, this could be something that leads to them investigating more. But how much of this do we attribute to CTE? How much do we attribute this to, a combination of I hate for lack of a better phrase. Some people say bad luck or unfortunate circumstances, just a combination of unfortunate circumstances that happen one after the other. The Steelers situation and that whole meltdown kind of looked like he was on the right hand side of that
Yeah.
because a couple other players have talked about the toxic situation that was the Pittsburgh Steelers. But, what does that say for the Raiders? Did he even do anything wrong in the Raiders? I forgot what even happened with the Raiders.
He just up and wanted to leave. Now, man, I don't know. He was down there with Gruden. Maybe Gruden hit him with a few choice racial slurs before he got up out of there. You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying? You never know what's going on with the Raiders. But I'll say this: how much of it do we? Because here's the thing, right?
then he had the sexual allegations against him when he went to the Patriots, which everything was clicking until that happened. So
Yeah.
it's like, is it just an unfortunate series of unfortunate events that's happened to this individual, or is this really like a case that it's so hard to tell?
It. I think the interesting thing is on certain things, right? There has to be accountability on certain things. Now, of course, from a mental aspect side, the blow up we saw yesterday. Um, to me, I don't know if that's him going through a moment. We've seen guys have those moments on the field where there is something wrong, where they've had to take medicine, where they had to take things to counteract what they've gone through in their careers for
Mhm.
our entertainment. By the way, that's the part. Like we always want to crucify these guys, but you sit there and watch them every Sunday take these shots to the head, take these shots, and what do we do? Ooh, did you see that? And then you go show all your friends. We love football. So let's not crucify somebody for being a certain way after they've taken these kinds of shots. Now, personality does play into it. AB's kind of a wideout. He's the diva. He's the guy. I want my touches. I want my targets. We've seen a lot of guys like that in the NFL. T.O. Chad Ochocinco. Although T.O.'s story is hilarious with Donovan McNabb. He said, "Hey man, you missed me right there, man. What's going on? I was open. Shut the fuck up." But
We do. Hey, listen. The funny thing is, some of the wildest personalities within football, unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate. It's kind of a black dominated sport. I got to look up that statistic. It's kind of like it's kind of a black dominated sport,
it's mostly black dominated sport. I
and
think
so at
it's
this
like 70% black athletes.
yeah, so at this point, the percentage of people you've seen have these moments are going to be high
Yeah,
if the racial component is there, where it's 70% dominated.
yeah.
But Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson, still Chad is still the same person.
Oh
Had
yeah,
Chad still had the
T.O.
same
is.
issues.
T.O. same dude. Chad same dude. B Marsh a little more even. B Marsh a little more even. Because he had an actual like mental imbalance. So he started taking medicine for his. But the interesting thing, right? There still has to be, or does there? Does there still have to be an accountability here on AB? To me,
Absolutely.
there still has to be because yes, you're 8 catches short of your $333,000, whatever it is. But I'm sorry, dog. Like you came into training camp with a fake vaccination card because let's be real, Tom Brady more than likely hit everybody with the, hey, listen, if y'all not vaccinated, you will absolutely be cut. I'm going for ring number 8.
Mm.
He shows up with the fake vax card, gets suspended 3 games. We're talking about 8 catches. He's gonna get 7 to 8 targets a game. He's one of Tom Brady's favorite dudes. You probably get those 8 catches easy.
He would have got the make catches.
You know what I'm saying? You would have had your yardage already. You would have had your whatever the first down was already. You know
That's
what
what
I'm saying? Like, and to me, like that's the part where I'm like, all right, listen, I understand there might be a mental aspect of it. I understand that there might be some issues there. But here's the thing. You also have to have some accountability on the player. Like, dog, this is your job. Like I get it's a kid's game and y'all have a great time at it, but it's still your job.
I also think that a lot of it is just targeting. Once a player gets labeled as a problem for whatever since the Steelers situation, everything since then is just targeting the media and stuff like that. Which that's the part I don't like. So now that we actually had someone bring it up of what actually happened in the Raiders, I do remember this. How do you fault a player for the cryotherapy thing.
What we got? Mike Davison with the Raiders.
Yeah.
He says with the Raiders, he wanted to use a band helmet that was no longer deemed safe enough. He burned the skin off his feet in the cryotherapy stall.
The helmet incident. Guess what? You know who else wanted to use a helmet that was no longer deemed safe? The guys on his team,
Yeah, Tom.
Aaron as well. They like the old helmets. It fit better.
Aaron
I
who?
remember that.
Aaron who?
Rodgers.
Oh,
Tom
you,
was one of them. Aaron
oh,
Rodgers did too.
oh!
They like the old
You said
helmet.
the guy that's on his team, and then you said Aaron, and I was like, huh?
Yeah,
But
you
you know
said
what?
Tom. I agreed, and I said Aaron did too.
Okay, I got you.
So at this point, it's like, is it targeting? Because he wasn't the only player having some issues with that.
Yeah, but you
He
know what?
wasn't the only player who was like, yeah, I'm
About
not going to wear that new helmet.
but it's about
It's targeting.
are they wearing it? You know what I'm saying? It's Tom wearing the new helmet. It's
Aaron didn't
Aaron
wear that
wearing
new
the new
helmet.
helmet. If
Aaron
they,
didn't wear that new helmet.
you said what?
Aaron didn't wear that new helmet.
How do
And
we know?
ironically, this is the second time we've had a situation where him
How
and
do we
AB
know
have
though?
had a
You
very
know,
similar situation.
do
It's
we know that?
the design of it.
I don't know what the heck the difference in it. Like I don't know if he's wearing the new one or not. Because
It's the design. It was one of the
what it's doing is the padding on the inside, and of course the face mask as well, but the padding on the inside.
well, the
Like
face
I don't
mask is
know.
definitely different.
I don't know for 100% fact whether Aaron or Tom were like, I'm not wearing this, and the NFL was like, you gonna wear this, and they were like, oh, all right, I guess I'm wearing this.
No, Aaron Rodgers was like, nah, I ain't wearing it.
I mean, yeah, but
And guess what? And that was just the end of it. That was just the end. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, yeah, I'm not vaccinated.
yeah, but the league knew that. This is the thing. It's different if you lie to people that have nothing to do with your job, and you lie to people, but you don't lie to the people that's like your boss. You know what I'm saying? Now, the part that kills me is how he was moving around. He should have absolutely been crucified and suspended for that. That's the biggest issue to me, where it's like, well, dog, you told the league, but you still moving around like you out here with the free vax. You know what I'm saying? AB lied to the league though. You can't lie to your boss and expect to get away. You can't be like, yeah, I'm good. Hey, don't look at that card. Hey, AB, Antonio is spelled wrong on here.
Health and safety protocol. Health and safety protocol. They did not put that man in any health and safety protocol, despite the fact that he knowingly walked around unvaccinated, unmasked. Oh, Aaron Rodgers?
He missed the game. Remember Jordan Love played. Jordan Love played versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're right. He did. He did.
Yeah, they put him in health and safety protocols because of that, which was weird because it was like y'all have seen him the whole time.
So I'm not one to sit there and say, hey, Antonio Brown doesn't deserve a lot of the hate that he gets.
Yeah,
Absolutely he does. Absolutely he does. And he has to be held accountable for those actions too. We're not going to sit there and pass the buck. He absolutely needs to have, his day when it comes to that.
yeah.
But outside of that, a lot of some of the stuff that we saw wasn't the only player dealing with something like that.
No,
Some of these issues were magnified because it's Antonio Brown, the wild child, and it was like,
sorry,
I don't know if I can get with that.
But you
I
know
don't
what?
know if I can get with that.
That's what I like Charles' question. Shout out to my boy Charles Alvarado, man. We went to high school together. Actually, we went to most of school together. I think we went to school together for most of our lives. He said, what are the chances AB is just an a-hole? He has a horrible track record. High. And I'm sorry, like
Who's called him an a-hole?
Huh?
Who's called him an a-hole?
I mean, he's got, when he kind of dipped out on the Steelers, there was a lot of people there that was just like, dog, like, what are you doing? Like even the players came out like, I mean, get your money, but like, we're winning. We're doing this. Like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of time. AB doesn't leave a lot of situations where they're not successful because of him as well. But it's like, if we're winning, if this train is rolling, why are you jumping off of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, for even to I love everybody to comment. Nah, for sure though. But even to me, you waited until, like, think about it. I went to training camp with you. I've been in preseason with you. You waited until the very last day to say, I'm not gonna play with you in Oakland. Derek Carr is expecting to have you as his number one option. He's working with you every single day. He's doing everything with you, and then you flip the script on everybody, and you left your supposed brothers hanging.
He could, you know what? You want to call him a dick? Call him a dick. Sure. I don't know if I can say that online.
You've already said it.
I've already said it at this point, right? My bad. But every single situation he left, no matter how he left, blew up. Every single situation.
What blew up with the Steelers? They just got worse.
No, the Steelers had their whole fiasco with Ben. He had it out with some other players. They were talking about how Ben was a horrible QB, how he treated people, how he talked to people, stuff like that. All of that stuff started coming out, and like that whole they imploded. They imploded. Literally like a season afterwards, to the point where I remember the headlines was AB right. Anytime you implode to the point where you can write a headline, was AB right? It's like,
Trying to see, because when did AB leave there? Man, it ain't been long ago. That's what's crazy. Like 3 years ago. It's like this is all like back to back stuff within like 4 or 5 years.
You know what makes it feel longer? Just COVID.
Dog.
COVID makes it feel longer. I'm looking at stuff online. I'm like, dang, that happened last year. I've been at home that long that it feels like it was forever ago.
So Steelers, last season with the Steelers is 2018.
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Let's see.
Barely 4 years ago.
Steelers definitely made the playoffs since then.
Yeah, they went like what, 12 and 5?
They've had a season where at least one, because I believe it was James Harrison's last season. I could be wrong on that, but it's just, you know what, like there's a part of it where, to me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, is he just a wide out diva? Which a lot of wide outs are divas.
Lots of.
Is he just a guy that, hey, listen, I'm great. You know I'm great. I know I'm great. We need to understand that I'm great, so get me the ball. Ocho Cinco told his quarterback, man, I'm opening a phone booth. Just throw it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
best quote ever, baby.
Bro, I'm opening a phone book. Just throw it to me. And then I think he caught like the next pass in double coverage. It was pretty on point. Like, that's the tough part about this, right? Like, the part where CTE plays into it absolutely could be a fact. But I've seen a million wide receivers that were divas. And guess what? They were the best. Randy Moss, diva. T.O., diva. Ocho, diva. You know what? The younger ones, we really ain't got a lot of divas with the younger ones. I ain't gonna lie to you. Claypool a little bit of a diva? Claypool got a reason to, though. His quarterback is awful. Chase Claypool is a Justin Jefferson talent.
No, DK ain't a diva. I ain't gonna say that. DK.
A lot of the younger ones were a lot of the younger dudes haven't really shown it. Like Tyreek, not really a diva. DK really hasn't shown too much diva.
It's hard to be a diva when your QB is better than you.
I mean, yeah, somebody got to catch it, and he doing a lot of the catching.
Hey, listen.
Justin Jefferson, not really a diva.
He threw the ball He threw the ball. Hey, I rewatch that play at least once a day.
Just
He
falling
threw the
flat.
ball like
He-
parallel to the
Hey,
ground like this
hey,
and hit you in the forehead. I know, dog,
hey,
you ain't no diva,
you
but
ain't got
you ain't
nothing to say.
you can't. Hey, shut up and catch the ball. At this point, like, no, there's only
Whenever
one
you
diva on this
whenever he
team.
try to say something, he just pull up that clip. He just be like, "Remember that? Remember the Super
Remember
Bowl?
that?
Remember that?
Hey, listen. It's
Remember
the
me
reason
running
they pay
500 yards the other way?"
$500 million here, right? Catch the ball first. Dog.
Just got a text message from James Flipper. Shout out to the Contender as well, man. Make sure if y'all can't sit here and watch us, you go download the app. We're live over there as well. He did. Odell's a deep.
Oh yeah, Odell
Odell,
deserves to be a diva though.
he's that level of wideout, but he's definitely a diva. But
What
I
makes
mean,
Odell a diva?
Odell.
Like the Brown situation wasn't his fault. He clearly wasn't being targeted. There's tape. There's tape.
He
Like
was
there's
being
a
targeted.
five
He was
minute
being
clip.
awfully missed.
There's a
He was
five
being
minute
targeted.
clip.
Hey,
Dog.
I'm 5'10".
Dog. I didn't realize the clip was 5 minutes, but each play is like 10 seconds. So
Yeah,
that's a whole lot of plays
a
where it's
lot of
just like
plays.
I'm either being dramatically overthrown
Yeah.
or I'm just clearly not being targeted. Bruh, that's not I don't think that's him being a diva. I think that's being justified and saying, hey, I'm clearly the best target here. It's Hey,
I get
listen,
it.
I don't get the name for no reason here, right? Listen, it's I don't know any person who's like really
Hey,
good at
man,
what they do that
the
doesn't get the ball that
the
wouldn't have a moment like that.
the best thing Odell ever did was catch that ball one-handed, and somebody at the Rams was like, "We're gonna put out how many touchdowns he caught in 2 years in the Browns. Then we're gonna put out how many he's caught here." And it was just like, fam, TikTok really made this man the coolest dude in the world. I I saw that clip of him just walking, one hand catch, drops the foot. I'm like, what? What just happened? Like, what? All right, I'm back in. And then, hey, listen, this is the thing though. You can be a diva, and I think Odell is a little bit of a diva.
By the way, game winning touchdown last night too,
That's why you can be a diva.
because you
When
get
you
to do
do that,
stuff like that.
you can be a diva. You know what I'm saying? Listen, T.O. absolutely was the T.O. show. We know that. He run into the middle of the star, arms out. You know what I'm saying? We know T.O. We know T.O. Guess what? T.O.'s probably top 2 greatest wide receivers we've ever seen. Maybe 3. Oh, yeah, he's definitely up there.
It's top 5.
No, he's definitely up there. There's not many dudes with better numbers than T.O. It's really just like Jerry.
I mean,
It's really
collectively,
just
yeah.
Jerry.
I could put up that Shannon was a better receiver, although he was a tight end.
He's
But
a tight end.
but wait, they both catch the ball, baby.
Yeah, nah, but you're not
They
getting no
both
same.
catch the ball. They
Nah,
both run around.
you're not getting them looks. I guarantee you on the team with Shannon Sharp and T.O. T.O.'s getting them looks. Shannon
Dog.
numbers absolutely go down.
It doesn't matter if they're on a team together. It's what teams they were on and what happened.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Shannon got 10,000 yards as a tight
Hey,
end.
I do love Shannon. Shannon always been one of my favorites. When he came out and he was like, hey, send help, send the Coast Guard, send the Navy, send the Army, send help, call the president. Hey, don't y'all worry. Help is on the way.
Hey, my best moment was when when DK was trying to clown him. He was like, "You pray your resume is half as good as mine, brother."
Bro.
DK was like, "No,
DK
use
had
that
to go
dude."
look.
Yes, dog. I thought that was the coldest moment ever because he didn't
Bro.
cuss him out really. He just said, "You pray your resume look half as good as mine."
Hey,
Wow.
hey, and DK just came back. You know what though? You know what that is? That's people not really understanding like who dudes are, what the history of the game is. You know, back in the day, all the athletes you saw on TV was the dudes that was like, oh yeah, I played the sport. It was the Dan Orlovskis of the world. You
Dan
know what I'm saying?
Orlovsky's,
It's like, yeah, you played the sport. You got your head
Mark
kicked in.
Sanchez's of the world.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you weren't very good at the sport. You were good, like you good enough to make it to the NFL, absolutely. But like you more so understand the sport because you didn't have the talent. So you had to dig so deep into the books and the knowledge of the sport that you became a better mind. So you're perfect for TV. We didn't start seeing a lot of the dudes that were like overly talented at the sport. I guess Magic a little bit. He did TV for a long time, and that was interesting. But like you're not
I
gonna
think
see
football
Michael.
is different.
Football.
Football is a little different. Because basketball, you could get those people to do. A lot of football players, unfortunately, are not the most articulate.
Yeah.
So you don't really see that. But
Yeah, dog. No,
football,
as far as this is just receptions. He probably had about 100 targets. I'm trying to see his targets.
who are you talking about?
Shannon Sharp. I want to see how many times he was targeted in the game. But he had got a couple seasons with 87 plus receptions.
You really went down the road to compare them. First of all, I think T.O. played longer than. Now, T.O. definitely played longer than Shannon.
Oh, T.O. definitely played longer. Shannon. Oh, dog, I do remember that. Shannon said the opposing linebacker's girlfriend numbered to him during the game. I do remember that. And he said the who was it? Oh man, I gotta find that clip. He said the opposing linebacker's girlfriend number to him during the game. And he said when he realized it, he just raged and went after Shannon. And he was like, "Hey, baby, we playing football, baby. What you doing?" I do love
Nah,
Shannon
I
Sharp,
would have
dog.
took you out.
I do
That's
love Shannon
disrespectful.
Sharp. Hey, listen, Shannon ain't no punk, dog. Shannon wasn't no small dude. You can't. Derrick Thomas, absolutely, he wasn't no small dude, dog. You can't just take out Shannon.
Hey,
Uh,
I get it.
you said what?
I get it. That's just disrespectful.
Oh yeah, that's super disrespectful, dog. That's absolutely super disrespectful. But nah, it kind of getting back on track with it. Like it's
Dog,
what?
T.O. got 1,000 more targets.
Yeah, dog. Come on.
Yeah, I saw you backtrack on that one. You saw he has 1,000 more targets
Not per
and
season, though.
200 more receptions.
That's because he played longer.
They both played 14 seasons.
Oh, did they? Dog, what you mean I backtracked? My point was that T.O. got more targets.
Well, if you get more targets because your primary position is at receiver,
Yeah.
then yeah. But I'm saying comparatively, I could put them in the same conversation. And guess what? Shannon Sharp was probably up there, dog. I'm sorry.
I can't put him in the same conversation, dog. Can't put him in the same. T.O. is definitely a top
I'm just talking trash at this point.
top 3 wide receiver all the time. That boy cold.
The only
Which is
person I would
wild.
really compare with him is Chad, but Chad also got
Chad ain't got nowhere near the numbers T.O. got, dog. You only person you compare to T.O. is Randy Moss. Chad ain't got nowhere near the numbers T.O. got.
Yeah, but T.O. got 3 seasons over.
Hey, listen, Chad ain't got nowhere near the numbers T.O. got, my boy. You can have 3 seasons. Hey, that's on you. You should have figured out what was going on with that Patriots playbook. You know what I'm saying? You can't just come in here and be a great wide receiver. You need to understand the game of football.
Chad to have.
I'm not saying Chad wasn't great. I'm not taking nothing away from Chad. Chad ain't T.O. though. That's not even a crazy take. Why is this crazy to you? You just like Chad.
I just don't disagree. Oh yeah, I definitely like Chad.
You just like Chad.
Hey, calling his coach at 2:00 in the morning. Hey, I'm open. And hanging up.
And hung up.
It's some stuff I would do. Because I definitely was up at 2:00 in the morning for no reason.
You know why I love Chad is because he what did he say? He was living in the trainer's room for like, what was it, like a season and a half or something like that? He said, I still be living there right now if they let me. He was like, I was saving money. I didn't have a house or nothing. I was just living in the trainer's room.
Did not go home. They had to make him go home.
Fam, how does Chad Johnson not get for the Bengals a commercial like Baker Mayfield got with the Browns? You got to make that. Chad actually did it.
Yes, that's legit.
Chad actually did it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
Somebody said, oh yeah, Odell. He said he proposed to the kicking neck. That's pretty good. Let me see. Somebody just said check out what he put on Instagram, which was the Instagram post yesterday was interesting from AB too. Did you see that?
A super gremlin thing.
Yeah, I didn't. That's the part that started concerning me. Is I was like, does he know what he just did or what just happened? Like, I'm confused on that as well.
Well, he got several.
Let's
Got
see what we
several
got here.
posts. His last one is Big Mad making a difference. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah,
I don't know what that. I don't know what that means. Um, Football is what we do, not who we are. Okay. Um,
I get it.
I don't know what I'm supposed to make of it.
Oh, I guess it's something on his story. Let's get it. 20.
We doing this live, so it was definitely
We doing it live. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
live.
really. I knew the game. Hold on. I knew the game was still going. I left because I'm a super gremlin. All right. Sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. With AB, you know, I told the line with AB. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to sit here and crack jokes about him, call him crazy, call him, because he plays a sport where he gets his brain beat in, and he's absolutely gotten his brain beat in. But I am going to hold him accountable for his actions on the field. And as a football player, as a teammate of Tom Brady's, and as a teammate of Mike Evans, and a teammate of a team that was in the running for a Super Bowl, and you turned your back on them, and you've turned your back on many a teammate that you've played with, I do hope he doesn't get another shot at the NFL. Now, he probably will. He's talented.
I wouldn't go that far to say I hope he doesn't get another shot.
No, I do. For the same reasons you said. If you really have something mental going on, NFL needs to be the least of your problems.
I just look like a smaller version of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that, dog. You took a weird turn on me on that one.
Hey, I never really, the crazy thing is I never really looked at him.
Took a weird turn on me on that
I never really looked at him. I don't know. I just never looked at him. He looked like Jimmy Butler to me. First of all, nice Super B chain, by the way. That logo is from is a Super B from the Dodge lineup. I think that's what it's from. It looks like the same Super B.
Sure, I'll give you credit on that. Sounds good.
Hey man, hey, listen, whether you give credit or not, that's what I thought. That's what I'm what you gonna do about it?
This is another question that I think we do have to ask, right? Because I keep seeing the Vontaze Burfict hit come up. AB was crazy. I don't want to say crazy. AD was outgoing before that.
He wasn't that outgoing.
He was kind of he was that dude.
Took a dark turn.
But you know what it is? It was after the hit, people started focusing in on him because it was, how is he going to react after being hit like that? AB was always kind of like, hey, I'm that dude. Like, get me the ball.
Well, he was that dude. You got him the ball.
He was that dude for sure. But I can't say for sure that I was focusing in on what happened with AB before he took that hit, because after he took that hit, all anybody could talk about was, is he going to be okay after that hit?
Clearly not.
Or was he just always this dude?
I'm gonna have to say that
I didn't watch his career like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched him, like I knew he was the best wide receiver in the league. But for me, like, I wasn't watching the personal side of what AB was doing off the field.
Talk about people walking off and stuff like that. Just to shift gears a little bit, because we've been on this about 49 minutes at this point. Kevin Porter Jr. does a very similar thing.
Ooh.
Kevin Porter Jr. has it out with his coach.
Yeah.
Walks out.
Transition, though. Didn't even finish the topic. Ugh.
Hey, it's one of those things where it's like it's very related. They both did a very similar thing. It's picking up. Kevin Porter Jr. is just not as big of a name as Antonio Brown. He also is not playing with the GOAT. So I mean,
Doesn't take hits.
doesn't take hits,
Yeah.
but definitely did a very similar thing. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about KPJ just sitting there just walking off?
What's wrong with what happened? That's the part nobody's telling. You know what I'm saying? Of course, nobody's gonna listen to what Kevin Porter has to say because he's the dude that walks off. Nobody's going to look at. No one's gonna go ask John Lucas what happened because who cares?
But he did. He said we had a spirited debate. I have certain demands of this team as far as playing hard. I wasn't satisfied with the effort, so he and Porter went at it. He called out Porter as well as a lot of different people. Christian Wood reportedly refused to go in, but the report is that he was forced to sit due to a coach's decision. But that was not the initial report.
You know what I'm
Initial
saying?
report is Christian Wood definitely didn't go in.
You know what I'm saying? Like he
Refused to
was
go in.
he was forced to sit like that. That's what I'm saying. Like it is what really happened. And of course they're never gonna probably come out and say fully what really happened. But I mean, I didn't even see how the game. Where was that? That was Christian. Dog, talk about getting benched. Play 8 minutes in the last game. Kevin Porter played. Kevin Porter played 15. Oh, that must have been the game. 3 for 5, 2 for 4 from three. I didn't see the game, so I didn't see how the game was going, how they were all playing. 8 minutes. If this was at halftime, wasn't it?
It's at halftime. It's at
Well,
halftime.
I'm gonna tell you this. If you calling out the two dudes that played 8 minutes, now Christian Wood in 8 minutes did absolutely nothing. But in 8 minutes, or in 15 minutes, I'm sorry, Kevin Porter had 8 points, 3 for 5, 3 assists, and 1 block. I didn't see the game, but I don't know. That's not a bad stat line.
I also don't think you calling out your best player bodes well in a situation where y'all won't even start a point guard who wants to play and John Wall making 40 M's on a bench talking about some let me play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Like I think listen, outside looking in, coach, you gotta come correct. You got to make some sense out of it. You want to talk. We have one of the worst records in the league. You gonna come at me like that, and I'm sitting there trying to hoop, but y'all got all these little situations you can't figure out with a player that wants to play. Man, you
Yeah.
better shut up talking to me and stop playing.
Now,
You better go figure out something with
I
John
don't.
and stop
Here's
playing
the
with me.
thing, right? Here's the thing, right? I don't know because this is the thing. At a minimum, 8 minutes, even if you having an off shooting night. Clearly, Christian Wood's having an off shooting night. 0 for 4. He was 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. I'm gonna call you out for 1 rebound. You are only real rebounder.
That's why I'm not gonna call him out.
I'm gonna call you out for 1 rebound. I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, I need to see more from you on the boards. Now it's about how you call somebody out as well.
Hold on. Who's they playing?
Denver.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna call him out. He's playing a team he's playing a team with first of all the MVP on the other end that he has to stick he's on an island pretty much. Denver absolutely even with the
Are
injuries
you
they
that
have.
dude or not?
Hey, no. You don't
I'm not
call
giving
out your
you.
stars.
I'm not giving you a pass because you're playing a really good player on the other side. I'm sorry, you in the NBA.
I'm sorry that you're a coach and you don't realize the fact that hey, I'm guarding the best player in the league pretty much. I'm having a bad shooting night, but I don't need you calling me out. Hey, listen, it's a bad shooting night. How many times has Vooch gone
No,
0
I'm
for
not. I'm
4,
not.
no
I'm not.
points, but he's sitting there sticking like he's
No,
trying to out rebound half a team?
I'm
Like
not calling you. I'm not calling you out for a bad shooting night. I am calling you out for 1 rebound in 8 minutes. Though. I'm definitely gonna have a conversation. Like, listen, you got to do some more to get on them boards. You gotta
I gotta watch the game
I gotta watch the game too. I haven't seen the game. I don't
because
know.
Denver does a great job rebounding.
They
Aaron
do.
Gordon,
Yeah.
no, Jokic. I forgot who else. They do a good job rebounding. Like
But
the
listen,
Bulls would have a problem with that team on a rebounding tip.
this is the thing too. We talked about it, and it's also, was he just calling them out? Was he calling out any other players? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what happened in the locker room, but we've played Houston a couple of times, and don't they got Sengun, don't they? Am I tweaking on that? Is that
They
not
got something.
um Sengun wasn't playing, right ankle sprain. Okay, so they were down Sengun. Looked like they were down couple of big men. Okay. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I depend. Like it depends on me. I don't know how John Lucas came at him. You know, if you come to me like, hey man, you suck tonight. Yeah, I got a problem with that. If you come to me on some, listen, kid, I need you to do a little bit more on the boards. You know, I understand you're working hard down there. I see what's happening, but you got to get them rebounds, man. We need those. We need you. We rely on you. Everything we do revolves around you and Jalen right now. So we need you. You need you to kind of get it going. With Kevin Porter, the one who had the outburst, yeah, I don't know how you calling him out. He was the only other person that was playing well. I got to see the game. Maybe it was, I mean, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line and 3 for 5 from the field. Like, maybe he was playing awful defensively. Like, that's the only thing I can think. You can't be calling him out on the offensive end.
It's a tough thing to do.
It's like
It's a
Shane.
tough thing to
Shane
do.
with a great comment here. He said the truth is somewhere between the stories we are hearing. Like you said, Pat, no one is going to tell the whole story. They're not, and everybody's going to tell their own side. You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing. I love those statements, but your version of the truth doesn't make it not true. It's your perspective.
It's your
Your
perspective.
perspective of the situation is just as valid as mine.
Well, depends on how you tell
Combined,
it.
it gets a whole picture.
Hey, listen, it depends on how you tell it.
It depends on how you tell it.
There's some people version of the truth that's a lie.
Like I look at Kevin Porter's situation, right? Depending on how Coach came at him,
Yeah.
guess what?
No, that make a
His
difference.
version of the truth just as valid as that coach's.
Yeah.
And you know what? Depending on what it was, Coach might have to eat that one. Maybe that's not how to get through to that player.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. It's I don't know what happened. So
Still
it's
talking to grown men out here, man.
oh, that's making a lot more money than you.
Hey, you gotta
I
chill.
I don't know what happened. I can't speak to what happened. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the locker room with him, but it's like you said. It's all about how Coach came to him. It's all about how you know, you still want. I would say you want the player to react better because at the end of the day, he's the one that is going out there to perform. And from what I see, Kevin Porter was performing. I got to see if he was getting cooked on the other end. Maybe Aaron Gordon was just torching that mug. But well, I guess I can see that at least 15 minutes.
Aaron Gordon had 16.7 rebounds in 21 minutes of play.
Not getting cooked.
Jokic had 24, 11, and 25 minutes of play. So clearly, just based off that alone, at a certain point, this was a blowout because Jokic only played 25 minutes.
Yeah, 124, 111. They might have made it close at the end. They did. 30, 31, dog. A 47-point quarter. Yeah, no, dog. You getting called out for a 47-point quarter, dog. Somebody got to get called out for a 47-point quarter. 47 to 24. Somebody got to get. Now, I'm calling out the whole team at that point. I'm not singling nobody out. 47 points. That ain't one person. 47 points. One dude can't give up 47 points. Unless Michael Jordan is on the other side of him. One dude is not giving up 47 points.
Jokic had 24 points in 25 minutes.
I don't know when Jokic went out, but it wasn't pretty. Hey, listen.
At no point it's 24, 11 in 25 minutes.
You, he got a good chunk of them in the second quarter. 47 points. Man, you almost gave up 50 points in a quarter.
It's a bad quarter. It's a bad day.
Dog.
It's a bad day.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, somebody got to get called out for a 47-point quarter, my boy. I'm not. I as a coach, I would never be the person to single somebody out. I would call out the team. And it's also about the perspective of it too, I guess. Like maybe this is what John Lucas did. Call out the team, and then you start going down to people that you want to see more from. I don't know. But that's how I would handle it. I would be like, listen, we got to be better. We suck right now. We just gave up 50 points in a quarter.
Hey,
We got to do
Christian
this.
Wood playing 8 minutes is a good reason why Jokic has 24 and 25 minutes.
Well, yeah, I don't know what that is either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened on.
Because you take him out, who is
I
sticking
gotta watch
Jokic?
the game. Hey, listen. There's some dudes it don't matter, bro. That's one of them. He could have played. He probably could have played 25 minutes. Jokic still would have had 24 and 11. It don't matter. Didn't Jokic say that to him? They was talking about on Rudy Gobert. They said
Brother, that's
Rudy
what he
Gobert
said.
said, "I got him. I ain't switching nothing. I got him." He said, "Bro, you ain't got nothing. I got 50."
Man, listen. I love trash talk like that. I do. Because
Fam,
I can
seen
imagine
another
him
one.
saying it in the smoothest way, too. It's like, dog, you ain't got me.
I seen another one last night. I forget who it was. It was somebody from the Ravens, and he looked at Derrick Henry, and Derrick like got up and looked at him and gave him like the get off of me, dog. And he was like, "You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't did nothing all day. You ain't gonna do nothing." He said, "Bro, I got 200 yards on your head." It's like, dog. You gonna say? What do you say to that?
Hey, Derrick Henry's a beast. Derrick Henry's a freak of nature.
It's ridiculous, dog.
That dude is a massive human being, and he don't look that imposing
Yeah,
until you see him stand next to somebody who you think is really imposing. And it's like, you ever saw the picture of him standing next to Aaron Donald?
bro. I saw the picture of him in college. Forget he don't look imposing. I saw the picture of them in college where he's standing next to like the quarterback and I think his backup running back. And he's like 4 feet above both of them. He always looks imposing, my G. There's never a moment where he does not look imposing in his life. Now, there may be moments where he looks the same as some of these other dudes that he
Yeah,
should
he
not
looks
be
the
on the
same as
same level as.
linebackers. He looks
You
the
know what I
same
mean?
as linebackers. Like somebody that moves that fast with that much power at that size. Listen, he is like one. You put the right filter on every running play he has, it's a
Yeah.
horror flick. I'm just letting you know right now. You
I
put some,
think there's a picture out there where it's like him. I think he gets tackled on. It's either the Browns or the Giants, one or the other. He gets tackled on the sideline though, and OBJ was standing there, so he stands up and he's next to OBJ. And OBJ, like when you see OBJ on the field, you see him and you like, man, he big. He probably like 6'1". He go out there and get it. When you see him next to Derrick Henry, you like, nah, he all of 5'10" and a half, maybe. Maybe that is a
maybe.
small dude. No, that was. Can you imagine that, dog? Just like, what the heck is that? Oh, that's the running back. Can you imagine being in high school dealing with that? You a regular dude, and you just like, who he play for? The team we about to play. I quit. I'm done.
Look,
They're not finna send me out there to die. What I'm gonna do? Tackle him? I'm not. You're not putting me out there. I'm not
hey,
doing
dog. It's the funniest things when you hear players talk about like how big people are.
it.
Like
Yeah.
with some going back to basketball. What's buddy name? With the shoes. He got all the shoes.
PJ Tucker?
PJ Tucker was talking about Kevin Durant. He was like, you don't realize it, but that's all a 7-1 right there.
Oh yeah. KD trying to change what he is because he like, it seems weird to be over 7 foot. You're over 7 foot.
No, no. He's like he's like he was talking about the shot that he hit that he thought was a three. He
Yeah.
was like, I just knew it was in for one, and then when he hit the spin, he was like, you don't know how much distance you got to cover. He's like, he hit the spin. He already 7 something. I'm not that tall. He's like, I saw the spin and everything like that. And he was like, I can't cover the distance to get to him. And it's like, yo, this dude is he is absolutely dribbling like this as a 7-1 point guard, and
What
no
most,
one's giving.
what most don't think about with KD is KD don't have a lazy jumper. KD has a he puts a lot of jump on his jumper. Like he jumps. So he's already 7-1. He does a real jump. Like he's got like distance between him and the floor. So now he's probably 7-6 when he's
and,
taking this shot.
and he's fading back.
And he's fading.
And the crazy thing is, I think he has to fade back.
I don't
He's
know.
so tall.
Sure, whatever. However you get the job done, he can shoot. Yeah,
I've been
hey,
I just spent like 3 hours just looking at his jump shot. Every jump shot is the same. He has a slight fade back and he releases early. And it's just like you can't really time it.
I love Steve O'Connor. That's why the middle is automatic. Absolutely. Fam,
You can't.
he's not shooting mid-range jumpers. He's just dropping the ball in the hoop. He's so high above the rim, he's just like, oh, there it is.
I was always wondering why Kobe said that he just couldn't figure it out.
D Wade said that. I was watching a thing yesterday. D Wade said they asked him who's the hardest player ever to guard in the NBA. He was like Kevin Durant. He's like, he's 7-1, dribbles like a point guard, jumps like and can run and can do everything. And it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And there's no way to stop it. Because even if I'm playing perfect defense, he's 7-1.
And he hasn't shot less than 50% in a decade. A jump shooter, that is crazy to me.
Fam, think about this, right? Think about this. We say Brandon Ingram is like the knockoff Kevin Durant, and he's nowhere near 7-1.
He's nowhere near Kevin Durant's ability either.
You know what I'm saying, dog? Like, dog. That's wild, man. Hey, let's pay some bills, man. Since we own the NBA, we're going to get into a little bit more NBA. These days, it can be hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. Now, kid, you're a active member on LinkedIn. You're actually the only person I've ever seen post almost every day over on LinkedIn. As a small business owner and somebody that might just be looking for a job, how easy does LinkedIn make it for you?
Very. In fact, this is the morning. This is new year, new you. At this point, if you're trying to get yourself out there professionally, LinkedIn is where you need to be.
Yeah.
Not Facebook, LinkedIn. Not Instagram, LinkedIn.
I'll tell you this, LinkedIn makes it so easy. I applied for a sports talk job last night on LinkedIn, did it in like 15 minutes, legitimately before I was going to bed. So you can create a job post in minutes on LinkedIn to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified. Then use simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. That's why small business rates LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. Here come the fast part. LinkedIn Jobs help you find candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Wendy. That's linkedin.com/Wendy to post your job for free. Terms and conditions may apply. Ooh. All right, let's get back into it. That's probably like the most important part that I shouldn't do fast, but it makes me laugh. Just check the link in the description below. Click on it if you want to sign up for LinkedIn, man. We appreciate the love. Let's go after this, man, because I think this is a good question because we're looking at the standings right now. Are the NBA standings true to where you would rank the teams in the NBA? Are the NBA standings true to where you would rank the teams in the NBA? What I mean by that is when you're seeing the overall, when you're looking at the league and you're seeing the overall. Right now, Bulls, top of the Eastern Conference, 4th best team in the NBA, which is wild because I did not expect to see Utah above us. Rudy Gobert still balling?
Rudy Gobert still balling.
Rudy Gobert, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. You want to talk about a player shutting me up? What he is doing this year is the first time I've been like, what I'm gonna say. He is absolutely worth every 200 million if he can do what he was doing. Let me see. Hold up, I gotta see. I liked my Rudy slander. 26 and 10. Good lord.
Yeah, I don't know if you can still slander Rudy
Hold
Gobert.
up, I don't think I can slander Rudy, dog. Hold
I'm
up.
gonna let you hold that L by yourself.
Hey, listen, no. Previous years, this is the thing though. This is why I love this show. We don't mind changing our narrative. We don't have to die with a take. Because like last year, absolutely deserved it. You giving me 10 points or 8 points, but you giving me 12 rebounds, 14 rebounds, and like a block. Nah, you
No,
give me
dog.
role playing, baby.
First he wasn't giving you a block last season. He shut you up
Three
last
blocks.
season. You
Three
just
blocks.
didn't want to admit
Nah.
it.
Hey,
Hey,
dog. Hey,
Rudy
listen.
Gobert shut you up last season, dog.
Nah,
I'm
not at
sorry.
all. Not at all. You know why? Because I watched him be a very regular dude. Hey, dog, but listen, right here, I'll tell you right here. 20 and 19 last night. No blocks. Surprising. I guess he used them all the game before where he had 4. 14
Dog,
and
last
16,
season he was averaging
22 and 14, 16 and 13, 20 and 17. Nah, yeah, he was going in.
Hey, dog, listen. Last season he averaged 14.3.
Yeah, no, 14.3. Nah, you're not shutting me up with 14.3.
Hold on. 14.3 points,
Yeah.
13.5 rebounds,
Yep.
2.4 blocks
Yeah.
on 67% shooting, and he
Yeah, no.
is their third option.
Yeah, no. 200 mil, you got to give me 20 points. Or at least 18.
And he
18.
doesn't get credit for he doesn't get credit for all the shots he changes.
Oh no, he did. He changes a ton of shots. Listen, defensive player of the year. I've never said he's not a great defensive player. What I said about Rudy last year was when you're playing teams like Golden State and teams like that, your effect is dampened because you're not going to come out to the 3-point line and guard most of the shooters they got. So if they drive to the paint, yeah. But the problem is I need to stop them from lacing threes. And you can't affect that for me.
Oh God, hold on, wait. Here's the part you keep overlooking. He'll go 20 for 19, but he went 90% from the line.
No, for sure.
He'll go 14 points. He go 3 for 7. Anytime he scores less than 20 points, he's still shooting so efficiently that is like given the shot attempts and the opportunity he is absolutely maximizing the heck out of it.
No, but this is the first season I've seen Rudy look to be an offensive threat. Like if you watch the games this year, Rudy is like, give me the ball on the block. I'm finna make this move. Last year, Rudy was like, I'm gonna grab this rebound and put it back in for you. Like 200 mil, you got to try to be in the offense. Rudy was very content playing Dennis Rodman. I ain't giving you 200 mil.
Hey Pat, he averaged more shot attempts last season.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, this is the part I love. Hey, it's like it's only one shot attempt difference. He just don't shoot a
Okay.
lot because that's not what they need him for. But guess what?
No,
Rudy's
it's
been
still the
cooking.
mentality though. You know what I'm saying? It's still the mentality. Last year we saw Rudy not being active, looking to score. This year, Rudy came out and was like, "No, give me the ball." I just realized this season I'm taller than a lot of these mugs. I'm bigger than a lot of these mugs. Mostly, Rudy
You
Gobert
you just
realized.
you saw a
Rudy,
good game of Rudy's. That's all it was.
you said what?
You just saw a really good game where that's what you saw because that's just been Rudy, dog. That's why they paid him. That's been him. I've been watching him since they were comparing his contract to Ben Simmons, and I was like, well, if anyone's gonna get paid 170 plus, it's definitely gonna be Rudy Gobert. Like, it's
Well,
definitely Rudy. Like,
okay.
hey, he led the league in shooting percentage. Have to have a minimum of at least 5 shots. Guess what? You lead the league in shooting percentage.
Nah,
Your
dog. He
defense.
upped it though. You can see it though. You can see it. His field goal percentage is 70% this year.
Yeah, but
You
he's
can
only
see that
averaging
he's
7.
attacking more.
He's only averaging 7.7. He's averaging less shots statistically.
Yeah, that'll even out by the end of the year.
Hey
He's
man,
averaging
listen.
more rebounds, averaging more points. Come on, dog.
but he's averaging less blocks.
Hey, listen. He might be averaging less blocks, but I saw him block 6 shots in a game personally. I saw him personally block 6 shots in a game. I'm not worried about the blocks. I'm not worried about the blocks.
Rudy is going to go down as one of the best centers that have ever played.
Probably, but
He's going
I
to
don't
go down as
know,
one of the
dog.
best
Man,
centers
I
that have
don't
ever
know,
played.
dog. Nah. You gotta
He's
give
going to be top
me
20.
15 and 15.
He's going to be top 20 when it's all said and done.
Okay, top 20. All right, I give you that. Top
That's
20.
only because the top 10 is full of centers.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you saying he going down as the best, one of the best centers of all time. Like, to me, that's you putting
I
him
mean,
top 5, top 10.
4,000 people have played to say you're top 20. That's
No,
pretty
I give him
big.
that. I give him that.
Hey,
I give him
statistically,
top 20.
Andre Drummond is already one of the best ones they've ever played, but
Yeah,
I
we got
wouldn't
a
give
lot of
him
players. We got a lot of players now. And man, but dog,
I wouldn't give Andre Drummond that
we
because
went down,
Andre Drummond
we
doesn't
went down
do.
whole,
We went down a whole rabbit hole. We're supposed to be talking about the standings.
to not get into the topic. Let's look at it though. Right now, we'll go with your top 16 teams. Golden State and Phoenix. I think we believe those two are a lock. They're absolutely what they're supposed to be. Utah, third best team in the NBA. Bulls are fourth. Brooklyn, fifth. Milwaukee, sixth. Memphis is seventh. Miami, eighth. Now, these are not power rankings. These are the actual standings. Games won. Cleveland, ninth, because power rankings get stupid at a certain point. Philly is 10th. Denver, 11th. Clippers are 12th. Charlotte, 13. Lakers, 14. Dallas, 15. Washington is 16. Are there some teams outside of that top 16 that you would put in there? Are some teams that are inside of that top 16 that should be removed? Are the top 16 where you think they should be as far as where the team will rank by the end of the season?
You said Philadelphia, right?
Philly right now is 10th in the NBA overall, 19 and 16. They've won their last 3, though. They're starting to get it back together. Philly was hit pretty hard by, well, the whole NBA was hit hard by COVID. That's an easy statement to say. But Philly lost, I believe, some pretty good players. I mean, even just starting with the Bulls in Utah, are they 3 and 4? The third and fourth best team in the NBA. Right now, standing wise, yes. Or do you still have that, hey, listen, Brooklyn's going to be over. Milwaukee's going to be over. Miami's going to be over. Is that feeling still there? Because I looked at it this morning and I was looking at a lot of these teams and I was like, does Cleveland come back to earth? Do the Lakers move up? Does Atlanta, who's been ravaged by COVID-19, get back into that? And I agree with Shay on that one. I think the Bulls have a better overall team than the Jazz. I think we get dominated on the boards ridiculously. But I think the Bulls are a better team than the Jazz. But I don't think the Bulls, even though we've beat them, are going to be better than Brooklyn with Kyrie there. I've said that all year. Oh, this is stressing you out.
Yeah, I was about to say something, then I realized how stupid it sounded, but then I was like, it's not a stupid thing to say.
It just sounds stupid.
It just didn't feel right. So sometimes you got to have a moment. I'd rather be the person that actually thinks and have that awkward pause and say something stupid and
Oh
retract
no,
it.
hey, listen, I'm all for the awkward pause because it shows that you're thinking. Most be like, I have to come with a quick answer. When the pressure's on, yes. Kawhi is better than Kobe. We didn't need you to answer that, dog.
Dog, I would have walked off that stage.
They did.
I just left. All
They
right,
did.
so I'm gonna say this. Atlanta, I think, is going to replace Charlotte. I think Charlotte is not going to be a top 16 team. I can see them sliding. Young team still getting it together. Um, Obviously, wishing them the best, but I can see them sliding out of the top 16. Lakers, I think, are going to hit a spurt where they end up being a top 10 team. Um, I think the Lakers are going to climb. I think Minnesota is going to climb. So I think Atlanta's going to climb. Minnesota's going to climb. I can see Boston climbing, and I can see Washington falling, Charlotte falling, Cleveland falling. And unfortunately, I don't think John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, they're Grizzlies.
Ooh,
I can see them sliding too.
really?
Yeah. It's just not their time. Do I wish them the best? Do I want I'm a John Morant fan. Do I
I,
want him to go crazy and get his trust me,
I
I
ain't gonna lie
do.
to you. I'm somebody that love the big man position. John Morant right now is my favorite player to watch in the NBA. I sit there and watch Memphis games almost every other night. Just like, fam, who gonna stop him?
I
Fam,
just
it
like
got
his
to a point the
mentality.
other night. It got to a point the other night where when they were playing the Lakers, where it was like, I was like, Brian is switching on him. He's still scoring. Like I get Brian's 37, but Brian is switching on him.
Brown is a big dude still.
Like that's telling you that like they're worried about this dude beating them. And he did.
hmm I can but I mean, for me to say you can see Minnesota climbing,
Yeah.
please. Like you can see Minnesota climbing. You can see Minnesota climbing. You can see Atlanta climbing. Right now, Minnesota got hit with a lot of COVID too.
Atlanta's an easier. I could see Atlanta easier. And the reason I say that is because Atlanta missing. I don't think people take into account how big it is that Atlanta's missing John Collins. Like that is a big chunk of what Atlanta does. But you know
And
what?
by
Like as much as I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen a ton of Minnesota games, but just looking at it, it don't look like they're losing to. No, yeah, okay.
so Cat caught
Lost to the
COVID.
Nets, lost to the Hawks, lost to the Jazz, lost to Cavs, Mavs, Jazz again. I mean, I think Minnesota's going through the same thing that Minnesota's gone through for the entire career of the franchise. Hey, the West is tough, and we got to play a lot of these great players every single night.
Hey, they played. You just named Utah two, three times, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you know,
Hold
we're
on,
not.
hold on. I
The
gotta see.
Bulls are not going to.
Is Cat getting cooked over here? Is
The
Cat?
Bulls are not going to stand a Utah wave three times. We probably don't come out on the losing end of a 3 game stretch against Utah. It's some teams on the West that we just match up horribly against, which is
Yeah,
why I'm happy we don't have to see them
yeah.
unless it's a finals because matchups matter. I don't matter. It
Oh
doesn't
no,
matter how much
absolutely,
talent you have. Matchups matter. We don't
absolutely.
match up against teams with good big men. We just don't.
Well, I not even that. Think about the bubble finals, right? Miami matched up perfectly with the Lakers till Bam went out. When Bam
hmm
went out, it was like,
Open season.
who's gonna stop three big dudes down here? You know what I'm saying? It's it's one of those where like I the matchups are more important almost. Nah, I can't say that because what you have on the team absolutely matters. I was going to say matchups more important than what you have on the team, but how you match up, how you're able to match up, especially in the playoffs. Because if I see a weakness, I'm going to exploit it. If I see, hey, guess what? The Denver Nuggets, we realized that although Vucevic took that matchup seriously, he was like, "Let me get this defense up." Uh, it was wild to see. It's like, is he in a defensive stance? Like a real one? Is he bumping on the block right now? But it was like, how do I match up here? Oh, we know that they got one big man for the most part. Let's get busy in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Like even we've seen the NBA adjust to the Bulls. The Bulls just are a better team than most of the team. But we saw in the Washington game the same thing that we saw in the Atlanta game, the same thing that we saw in the Indiana game. All of a sudden, you just see anytime the Bulls put a shot up, everybody run to the rim. That's not modern NBA. That's not normal. But how do you beat the Bulls? I got a better chance if I keep them off the boards, which is not that hard to do because they got one dude that can get a rebound.
It's a
Like
good
you
point.
see the NBA switch it.
I just want to put this out there. Just a Just
I don't know if I see Minnesota climbing though, bro.
I see that one.
I don't know.
Back to this Nets thing for a second, because
Yeah.
I'm a fan of good basketball.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of people who can play the game at a really, really high level and just cook. Last time we played the Nets, we beat them by 4.
Right.
KD did his thing, as KD does, 28 points. LaMarcus
Marcus,
Aldridge had 20. James Harden had 14. Patty Mills had 12. Now let's put this into perspective.
Marcus Aldridge was cooking that game
He
too.
was cooking.
I remember that he was it was just like, man, did he go back to Portland and I missed it?
Do you think Kyrie Irving in that game results in us having a winning game?
I want to see how they're going to fit Kyrie back in with James, because that's the only question mark I have. Can James
James had
continue?
14 and 14.
You said what?
James has not had a big game against the Bulls, and all the games have been competitive. Well, the
Right,
first one wasn't that competitive. So at
right.
this point, James is going to be James. James could play the exact same way he played, and Kyrie could come in and be Kyrie, and the game is still different.
Yeah, but is James going to play? That's what I want to see. Is James Harden going to play the way he played with Kyrie on the floor, or does he get better, or does he kind of get to the point where he's like, I'm just kind of here? Because we see, I think, as crazy as it is to say, I think we saw James realize that he needed to be by himself for him to get the numbers that he think he's gonna get. Now he's not gonna get a ring by himself.
I think he realized that he's not a number one option.
No, I would say the opposite, because we saw him when KD was out, and all of a sudden James Harden could play basketball again. When he became the focal point of the team, didn't he have 3 back-to-back 30-point game, like 12 assists,
He
10
said it
like
himself.
crazy
He
games?
had to just focus on playing,
Yeah,
and he was overthinking his position.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Lonzo
He
putting the
said,
clamps on James Harden. Hey, listen. Every NBA player has told you this. Guard James Harden is relatively easy in theory.
until he
In
throw that body
in
at you. I
theory,
will
right?
say, James throw that body at you though.
To say that Lonzo's gonna clamp up Kyrie, I
Nah,
would love to see what you're drinking.
yeah,
I want some. Because guess what? You're not locking up Kyrie Irving.
hey, listen, listen.
We just gonna stop. We're gonna just stop the cap. You're not locking up Kyrie Irving. You're running a double and hoping he doesn't get the ball to KD.
You find me the dude that do.
I've seen him rip through a double. He has a famous play
I've
of
seen him rip
spinning through
through
a
a
double.
triple. What you mean?
Like, you're not locking up. Okay, Lonzo's not locking up. Okay, Derrick Rose locked up Kyrie. All right. Okay.
Derrick Rose outscored Kyrie.
Derrick Rose 7 years ago, maybe, and
Yeah.
Derrick Rose was a different guard. Derrick Rose versus Lonzo right now. Come on now. You're not locking up Kyrie. Why does Pat look
No,
frozen?
here's the
Oh,
caveat.
okay. You definitely look frozen for a second. I was like, okay.
No. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Derrick Rose versus Lonzo this year. Derrick Rose still got to his spots. Derrick Rose still got in the paint. Like, I love Lonzo. I love Lonzo's defense. I love how he plays defense. He's an excellent defender, but let's not act like Derrick Rose or Lonzo Ball is the greatest defender we've ever seen. He's an excellent defender. That doesn't mean he can't get beat. Gary Payton is a Hall of Fame defender. He did not do well against MJ. Like
He didn't do well against John Stockton.
sometimes didn't do well against John Stockton. Did better against Stockton, though. His numbers look more respectable.
John Stockton took less shots. John Stockton took less shots.
Yeah. His numbers look more respectable.
If John's going to give you 10 shots and he hits 8 of them, guess what? You got cooked that day.
Yeah. Now,
Them 16 points matter.
Now, here's the thing I will say about Zoe. Zoe has the ability to make Kyrie drive to the bucket. He's that good of a defender. And what I mean by that is Zoe's got the length, he's got the quickness. that if Kyrie makes a move and gets back to the 3-point line on a step back, Zoe can close out. Kyrie now drives past him. I'd rather see that. Because if you get Kyrie going as a jump shooter, I don't want to see that.
You know what? I think what people fail to realize about it is it's just like with any great player. Mind you, I don't care if Kyrie goes off or not. He's not. He doesn't play for the Bulls. But I am big on respecting our opponents and respecting the people in the game who absolutely can change a game.
Yeah.
And be honest with you, unless you're forcing him to the help defense, one-on-one, I wouldn't put Lonzo on the island like that. I'm gonna see him get mixed all night, and that's not fair to him, right?
I will say this though, they're playing against each other. Kyrie has had about 23 points a game. Least assists I'm sorry, that was rebounds. I don't expect Kyrie to be out there boarding. 23 points a game, about 5 assists, 6 assists.
So Kyrie Irving had just about his career average against him. I think his career average is like 22, 23 points a game.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was higher than that. All right. Hey, listen.
Last couple of seasons, it was a little higher, but
I was gonna say I definitely would have thought it was higher than that. Oh no, dog. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Kyrie done had a few seasons up there. 25.2, 27.4.
what's his career average? His career average is
His
like
career
23.
average is 22.8. But
Okay.
it's some seasons in there at 18 that bring him woefully down.
Last time I looked it up, it was like 20. I'm
It's
trying not to look at it.
22.8 exactly. So he what he
It's
averaged
like
versus
49% shooting though, too, right?
47.
It's freaky.
By the way, last year he shot 50%. Now the thing is with the Bulls aren't going to play one-on-one defense. Nobody plays one-on-one defense anymore.
You bet not.
It's just if you play one-on-one defense, you are dumb. Oh, guess who? The Bulls did play one-on-one defense when Jim Boylan was here. Io won't be scared to guard Kyrie. Now listen. Io ain't scared to guard nobody. Let's not act like when you see Io get mixed a couple times, though. He did great.
Bradley.
He played some great defense versus Brad Beal. He played really great. I love, me and Kid was talking about the little vet move on the hip, grabbing it right there, you know what I'm saying? But listen, come on, dog. Hey, me and Kid in the middle of the game just like, can we talk about how many crossovers there's been in this game already?
Dog.
On both sides, respectfully.
Both sides was getting busy. I loved it. Loved every bit of it.
So right now, what would you say your top 5 teams in the NBA are?
As what the top 5 teams are.
Okay.
I literally got so
Phoenix, you still got Milwaukee outside 5.
For right now, I got Milwaukee outside of top 5.
Denver outside top 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Once they lost MPJ, I didn't expect them to be. I expect them to be a top 10. I expect them to be competitive, but I didn't expect them to be I don't see them winning a chip. I don't see them going far in the playoffs.
That's the sad part about Denver. I'm not gonna lie to you, and maybe it scares the heck out of me. Maybe it's just because it's Denver. I never see Denver winning a chip. Denver be having some great teams, and I be like, but the Lakers.
Hey, they missing that nice 20 points off the rip right there from MPJ.
Yeah,
that 20 points that made them a different team. They're still competitive, and they lost to one of their key players. They're still very competitive, and they lost a key player
for sure. But man, like
Austin Rivers can actually go off on some good buckets if they let him.
How are we gonna gauge MPJ when it's one of those where MPJ absolutely will get 20 points a game, but MPJ will absolutely give up 20 points a game? MPJ is by far, I've seen a lot of bad defense in the NBA. He's by far the worst defender I've ever seen. And this is from I've been watching MPJ since high school. This ain't new. MPJ has always been one of the worst defenders I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I want to talk about somebody talk about trades. This man been trying to get MPJ in a Bulls jersey since before. I was like, what does he see in this guy?
Take 4 quarters from Michael Porter. Dog, we took Wendell. took Wendell. Maybe it's justified now. I don't think so. I'd still rather take the unknown, but my God, dog. Like I,
Um,
I just look at MPJ and I'm just like, man, like, but this the thing. There's no defense coming.
there's no defense coming.
You can guarantee the dude on the other side, if he has any talent, will have the chance to get 20 to 25 points a game.
Denver may have to hide that liability just like Atlanta hides their liability. Because you can't tell me that whoever Trae Young is sticking don't get cooked. Trae Young is absolutely getting cooked, no matter who he's.
Does Denver have the defenders to hide it though? Trae Young be getting cooked for sure. But Atlanta
He be getting cooked, dog.
has Trae Young be getting cooked. But Atlanta has which was wild, which was even more egregious why Ben Simmons wasn't scoring. I'm like, let's go. But Atlanta has the defense. You know, you got Clint Capella, you got John Collins, you got Bogdanovich, who's a decent defender. He can stay in front of his man. You know, they got names in there in that lineup that to me are more suited to help him. I don't know if Denver. I mean, Jokic is a decent defender. I don't think I'd call him an oh my god above average defender. He's probably an average defender in the NBA.
I
Will
mean, Barton is legit.
Barton get busy defensively?
Not only does Barton get busy defensively, he gets busy offensively too. I mean, the points he chips in.
Offensively, he be going in. He was giving us some buckets when we played them. Austin Rivers.
It's a good defender.
Aaron
He just
Gordon.
unfortunately. Hey, when you put Austin Rivers is known for getting cooked because Dame cooked him, but Dame was having the series of his life.
Yeah, Dame be cooking everybody though.
Dame heating up against it. Now, when he dropped like he had his own streak of 50-point games,
Yeah,
and like 3 buzzer beaters back to back to keep the thing going in the loss.
Yeah. Nah, he was definitely. I rock with Will Barton. But I mean, I don't know if they got the defenders that JaMychal Green. They got the 2 Greens, Jeff Green, JaMychal Green. But they're probably not on the floor. They're probably not both on the floor with MPJ. I don't know.
They might be able to hide them.
Like, I get it. Like, I get the idea of it, but you would literally if that's the case, don't you have to go to the point where you focus on the team's built around Trae Young in Atlanta?
Absolutely.
So it's easy to say we got to hide this dude. So we're going to get dudes that can hide him because we're building this team around him.
Absolutely.
The team in Denver is built around Jokic. So to me, you want to get players that are going to best complement Jokic.
You need other scorers. I think they did a good job.
You do need another scorer. Well, let's be real. They're missing their biggest scorer in Jamal Murray, at least we think.
That's what makes Denver so freaky to me. Denver is still competitive. They lost MPJ, and they haven't gotten Jamal Murray back. Jamal was cooking.
They missing 2 of their biggest names.
and Jokic is still out there doing this thing. We're still talking about Denver being a top 10 team, top 15 team?
Top 15.
They have a winning record.
18-16. They're on a 3-game win streak. 8-6 at home, 10-10 on the road. Man,
listen.
A lot of road games though. My God.
Denver is that team where Denver is, I guess you could say Denver and Philly are in the same position. But for them both to have, above 500 records.
Yeah.
And to be missing people who they absolutely leaned on, I think it's impressive. Really, really impressive.
No, yeah, for sure.
So, depending on what happened at the trade deadline, they may rise. You know what team I expect to fall tremendously though?
Cleveland.
Clippers. I see the Clippers falling out
because they're. I mean, they
got nobody playing right now.
They got nobody left, dog.
Like PG ain't playing, Kawhi ain't playing.
Yeah, they're gonna keep falling. This is their last. Let's see here. Last 10 games. They won versus the Suns. I believe PG was playing in that. Lost versus the Jazz. Lost versus the Thunder. Lost versus the Spurs. Beat the Kings. If you can't beat the Kings, you basically not an NBA team. Lost versus the Nuggets. Lost versus the Nets. Beat the Celtics. Interesting. Lost versus the Raptors. Beat the Nets in the
Yeah,
last.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we needed that. And they got the T Wolves tonight. So what I say? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they 4-6 in their last 10.
I
I
forgot
expect
how
that
long
to
PG is
continue.
gonna be out, but
I
you might.
expect that to continue.
Yeah, they're gonna fall tremendously.
And that's really the question right there that Cornelius just dropped. Appreciate y'all for tuning in the chat as well, man. Is Kawhi gonna play this year?
Dog, that thing is so interesting because he could play.
He can.
He
I
could play earlier than that they projected because
yeah.
even he's saying I feel fine, but they say something's there. So, all right,
But
cool.
he's also listen, he had the thing in San Antonio where the whole reason he left is because the doctor was like, you can play. And he's like, I don't think I can play. No, you can play. You're fine. Go out there. He's like, I'm not risking my career for y'all. And then he goes to his doctors, and his doctors are like, no, there's something wrong here. There's absolutely something wrong here. You should not play on this. He's justified in that. So I get Kawhi trusting the doctors because these mugs, I'm assuming it's the same people. He probably was like, hey, y'all trying to fly to LA? I'm assuming it's the same people that have had his back. I would trust my doctors on this. If they see something, they see something.
It's wild that Tony Parker came out after that whole ordeal, talked about Spurs medical training staff was horrible.
It's horrible. Hey, listen, there was only one worse in the NBA from what I heard, and it was ours. Shout out Jeff Tanaka, man, just letting people die on the court. Fan, he used to piss me off so much. Y'all remember
Wow.
Jeff Tanaka, bro? Bulls fans, if y'all remember Jeff, man. Fam, I never forget. Who was it? Was it Kobe White? I think it was Kobe White. Maybe no, it was Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn comes down the court for a dunk, goes up, dunks the ball, loses his grip. So it's like trying to do a hard dunk, loses his grip, falls on his face. Hard. Bow. Teeth knocked out. Leaking.
Yeah,
Jeff Tanaka walking. He on the other side of the court. I'm like, dog, could you pick up the pace a bit? He might be dead. Like, did we all just see the same thing?
that's mm-mm. I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, dog.
That was
He
a
was
horrible. That was a horrible fall right there.
dog. Another one with Luol Deng. He misdiagnosed what Luol had.
I don't know what happened with Luau.
Luol almost died, bro. Luol ended up having to have like I want to say it was maybe second to last year here or something like that. No, maybe it was before that. It might have been like Jimmy Butler second year in the league. It was why Jimmy started getting tick. And Luol was like, I think he went out on something like that everybody thought was regular. I don't remember the exact details of it. I'd have to pull the story up. But he went out on something that everybody thought was kind of like a regular thing.
Final tap.
And then he needed a spinal tap. Dog. Hey, I gotta find the story. I'm gonna find the story, but we gonna keep it going as well. But like he misdiagnosed him and almost killed this dude.
Mm.
And he was employed by the team for like another 8 years.
So clearly, bad decision on medical staff. Bad decision on coaching staff.
Hey, dog, and that's the one I always think about before I read. Good comment there. What would D Rose would have been with a better medical staff? Does he come back more confident? Does he come back with the ability to play? Like, we talking about somebody almost killing a dude, and I'm supposed to trust you with a knee? And
Nah, I still
Derrick
blame.
probably just like, all right, yeah, let's go.
I blame Tom for Derrick Rose's
I
injury
blame time for Derrick Rose injuries.
because there's no reason for him to have been in that
Hey,
game.
listen, the exact reason Derrick Rose got injured that year is the exact reason the Knicks will struggle in the playoffs.
Yep.
Because you're gonna be in game 82 and he's gonna be playing Julius Randle 46 minutes.
Hey, you know what? That brings a
Here we
good
go.
point.
Here we go right here. Chicago Bulls All-Star Luol Deng missed the last 7 games of the 2013 NBA playoffs due to complications from a spinal tap procedure, and the forward revealed that some of the side effects that arose were actually life-threatening. Deng currently in Africa for one of the NBA Without Borders events for the first time since the ordeal has opened up about what happened. The end of the season was disappointing. I worked hard all season, played in the All-Star game. Yeah, so this had to be same year Derrick went. So this
Mm.
had to be MVP season, and wanted to take the team as far as possible in the playoffs. But then when I got sick, I think we could have handled the situation better. Obviously, there are some things you can't handle. You really can't handle getting sick, being taken to the ER, going to the hospital. I got the spinal tap. That's where it all went wrong. My body didn't react well to the spinal tap. I had some serious side effects that not only didn't allow me to play basketball, but really put my life in danger. Deng lost 15 pounds in the days following the procedure, but incredibly, he tried to practice in order to play against the Miami Heat in the second round. He was listed as active for Game 4, but was never in uniform.
So clearly a bad medical staff,
so
bad
get
coaching,
Kyrie is what I'm saying.
and so let's shift on the note of bad coaching because you brought up an interesting thing in our chat. It's Black Monday for some coaches. Who do you think
Well, not today. Next
survives?
next week will be Black Monday.
Black next week will be Black Monday. Who do you think
Next week.
survives with a bad record? By the way, it's official. Matt Nagy's out of here.
Is it
Chicago Bears
official?
have they
Is,
officially said they're moving on from him.
did they really? I didn't see
Well,
that.
they didn't officially say they've officially. Well, no, that's what the report said. They said they've officially planned on moving away from him. That's what the report said.
Did we find the report on Twitter though? You know what you say
No,
about
I
Twitter.
didn't find it on Twitter. No,
You know what you say about Twitter.
everything is official on Twitter.
Hey, everything.
Everything's real.
I'm official than a mug over on Twitter, dog. Stop playing with me.
I'm just as credible as the next guy on Twitter.
So if we looking at, let's look at the bottom teams, right? Jacksonville's already moved on. Detroit.
His coach, he survives.
You think he survives Black Monday?
Yeah.
I can't even remember his name. Where's Don Burr when I need him?
He survives. Ain't this his first season?
Yeah.
Ain't this the bite the kneecap
I
guy?
will say this. Dan Campbell, by the way. Yeah, Dan Campbell. I will say this. Detroit's played better than we all expected. Detroit has a void of one very important thing that you need to be successful in the NFL.
The O-line.
No, talent. They got two dudes. They got Hawkinson and they got Swift. They got a bad offensive line. They got a bad quarterback. They got a bad defensive line. They have no corners. Their secondary is probably one of the worst in the NFL. So, Dan Campbell's going up the bat with a lot of struggle. So Dan Campbell survives Black Monday. You know what?
Because you can't blame him for not having talent.
I can't blame him for not having talent. And at a minimum, I'll say this, right? Because if you look at the Lions, well, you don't look at the last game. If you look, God dang, if you look at the game, and it looks so much worse because we just beat Seattle too, 51-29. You can't look at that game.
They put up 29 points.
Hey, but that's how I'm looking at the whole season. You know
Hey, dog.
Right, they put up 29.
They put up 29.
So this
Because if it was the Bears, it'd been 51-14.
No, we beat Seattle though.
Yeah, I know we beat Seattle. I'm just
these
the joke is that we don't really
how they
score
lost,
much.
right? This is how they lost. Week 1, 41-39. Week
Oof.
2, 35-17 to the Packers. Week 3, 19-17 to the Ravens, lost on a game-winning field goal. Week 4, 24-14 versus the Bears, and I don't remember how that game went, but I'm pretty sure that was a close game for most of that game. Week 5, 19-17 versus the Vikings, game-winning field goal. Week 6, they got cooked, 34-11. Week 7, 28-19 versus the Rams. They were in that game for a little while in that mud because it was Jared Goff versus Matt Stafford. Week 8 got cooked, 44-6.
Boy, you got roasted. You ain't get cooked.
Yeah.
You got
Week 9 tied with the Steelers, 16-16. Week 10 lost to the Browns, 13-10, game-winning field goal. Week 11 lost to the Bears, 16-14, game-winning field goal. Game-winning field goal, we went for 2. I think game-winning field goal on that.
Hey, listen, it's because I had no faith in us. I think we was a field goal.
I think it was a field goal. Week 13, 29-27 to the Vikings.
They win.
No, they lost. Oh, they
won. They beat the
Oh,
Vikings.
they did win that one. 29-27. They win that one. Oh, that's right. That was their first win. Week 13 got cooked, 38-10.
Bounce back, beat the Cardinals.
They won, beat the Cardinals. Week 15, 20-16 to the Falcons in Atlanta. Week 17, you got cooked, but you put up 29 points.
Mind you, they got cooked, but you also saw the best game for Russ and DK all season. Trust me, I know.
Hey, no. Hey, they got cooked though. Yeah,
No.
I agree with you. But they got cooked.
They got cooked.
Hey, listen. That 47-point quarter we was talking about, they gave up 3 touchdowns in the second quarter.
I get you. But we ain't seen this Russ all season. We ain't seen this DK. Now all of a sudden DK can catch. All I gotta say is this: DK didn't give me no catches when I was trying to win them games in my fantasy league. That's all I'm saying. DK wasn't giving me no touchdowns there. I was sitting there saying I'd never draft DK again. Now he can catch. Penny. Now all of a sudden they want to run. They ran the ball 25 times. Now you want to burn. He had a day 270 yards.
Yeah.
Like really well played out game. It is the Lions. It's a bounce back game for them. They ain't going nowhere though. I don't know why it would matter for them, but still, where they going?
No, nowhere. Hey, they going home.
Neither one of them teams. Neither one of them teams going
I think
anywhere.
their last game is in Detroit, so at least they ain't got to go far. And they play the Packers, so maybe you get a heart. Maybe you get a heart game from them. They get 3-13. You go out with a bang. You know what? Dan Campbell survives to me. I think he's gotten the best out of them players. Next team, New York Giants. Does Joe Judge survive?
No, he shouldn't.
Yeah, they bad, dog. Hey, I get you ain't got nobody. But my God, dog, the Bears ran y'all. That should get you fired right there.
They bad.
That's man, the first play, you not gonna protect my dog, y'all wasn't ready for the first play of the game. That was one of those games where I was sitting there watching it and I was just like, I knew I knew we would beat Seattle. The Vikings was the split. I said yesterday in the postgame show, I was like, I should have bet 3-1. He would have took it 3-1 because he was so down on the Bears. He just expected us to go 0-4 in the last one. I said he would have took 3-1. I shouldn't have got cocky, but I thought the Bears would definitely beat the Vikings twice. I was that close from being right, man. Whatever, man.
We got one more game, right? We got the Vikings coming up.
We got the Vikings again, yeah.
We ain't finna beat the Vikings.
Man, they gonna beat them. Watch. Houston's got David Culley. Does he survive with the caveat that Houston has been kind of another one of those teams where you can't count them out? Similar to what the Detroit Lions have done?
Buddy's gone as soon as Buddy's gone, and not only is he gone,
and never mind, it's bad games in there, dog.
Nah, Buddy's gone.
Some bad games.
Now, mind you, no, he survives. He survives.
They got nothing down there, basically, and they lost Tyrod for a little while. Hey, but it's some bad games down there.
It's some bad games.
I'll tell you this: you might want to move on from. Well, there's a void of talent down there as well.
There's a void of talent that he has some things that he couldn't control. We're talking about the what team we talking about again? The Texans?
That's the Texans, yeah.
Yeah, no, he survives. He survives.
I
your
think
best QB, your best player couldn't play.
To me, they're similar to what you have with Dan Campbell.
Yeah. He doesn't make trades, so he can't do anything about the fact that they dumped all his assets.
Hey, he can't do anything about the fact that Deshaun Watson decided he's never going to play for the Houston Texans again.
He can't do anything about that.
You
Just
know
like,
what I'm saying?
it's funny because they both in Texas.
Yeah.
Salas can't do nothing about the Rockets being in the situation they're in. He
Nah,
has talent though,
he.
but he just doesn't have enough talent to beat the
I
people he's
think
been
he's just
playing.
got. I think with the Rockets, it's just he's got young talent. Jalen
Yeah,
Green is really good. It's just like, does he know how to win?
yeah.
Nah, he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got something like that, that's a difference maker. Does Robert Saleh survive with the Jets?
No,
First year? He only get 1 year? Right? This is first year with Zach Wilson, right? Adam Gase got fired last year.
dog. They didn't protect Zach at all.
Well,
They were almost just as
teams
criminal
love
as Nagy with Love.
that's because teams love doing it backwards. They be like, let's go get our quarterback. Hey man, we ain't got no offensive line yet. That's all right. Okay. And is protecting them on him. I think he stays. First year, he not gonna get out of there first year. The Jets are a dumpster fire. I can't even give them the Detroit Lions treatment. The Jets are a dumpster fire.
Panthers, he stays.
Yeah, no, I think
Panthers head coach, he absolutely stays. He played the situation with Cam right. He
Matt
did the rest.
Rule.
He did the things. Hey, he stays.
I don't know, dog. It depends on if ownership believes what he said. You know what scares me about him? He's like, remember, Jay-Z said it took 7 years to build this. And I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna give you that kind of time. My G, you got to get it together in the next 1.5, maybe 2.
Look at what he had to deal with. QB situation iffy.
Well, that's wrong.
Loses his star
He gets
player.
QBs.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? He to me, he gets the Matt Nagy treatment. He picked Teddy Bridgewater. He picked
Teddy was a good pick.
Teddy played horribly for them. He played mediocre.
Teddy was a good pick, didn't work out, but no one can fault him for picking him. He
And
was a
then
good pick for what was
he played
available.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, who else did they have?
You could have went and got Mitch.
I like that joke. That was cute. That was real cute. No, they were because teams still have to deal their backups. Teams still have to deal their players. He has no talent. Heck, your best guy on your team
Hey, listen. Oh
was
my God, dog.
CMC.
I
You
will
was
say
rocking
that.
for a good 3 games, and then that was
Yeah.
it.
Hey, I will say that, dog. When you go into war and you building your team around the running game of CMC, you in trouble. That, yeah, I
There's a
don't know.
lot you could blame him for, but then at the same time, it's like, who did he have to utilize? Who did he get? Who could he get feasibly? Like, I think the Bridgewater thing just didn't work out, but it was a good pick.
Now to me,
Anytime,
go ahead. Yeah, I don't know.
anytime you get no one looked at Teddy and was like, yeah, he's gonna be a stud. No, we all thought he was gonna be a
No,
stud.
I thought he was gonna be able to play for sure.
Like, yeah.
They ran.
CMC, unfortunately, is
You
just
know what though? I will say this, and that's a good point by Ricky. They ran CMC into the ground, and every time he's come back, you would think my running back came back off a major injury
I'm gonna give
again.
it some time.
I'm gonna give him some time to kind of work his way back in and see how he's feeling. Fam, I started CMC the week after he came back from injury. 26 carries. Now, as a fantasy owner, I love it. But sometimes you got to protect the player from himself. 26 carries the first game back. Hey, man, how you feeling off of that major injury? I'm feeling all right. I think I'm able to, come back and get in there. Run.
Well, let's think about it. How many carries did Saquon get his first game back? Still talking about a bad team, but
Not nearly as many because
still talking about a bad team.
still talking about a bad team, but not nearly as many because they actually were like, we're gonna like take our time with it. I think he might have got 12 or 13
You
first
got
game back. 10, yeah. They were taking their time with him. They were absolutely taking their time with him.
Yeah. No,
Now,
I think he stays. He's a victim of circumstance at that point.
could be. Definitely could be. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one to me. Here's the most interesting one, right? Right?
This is why I think your best player should never be a running back. Unless his name is Derrick Henry.
Hey, I was about to say, hey, I got 200 yards on you, man. What you watching?
Hey, Derrick Henry, yeah, you could do that. Anybody else,
bro?
You might want to pivot.
Yeah, you
might want.
You pivot.
You need to do it fast.
Here's the thing, though. This is one that I think is real. That's real, Matt Nagy.
It's on you.
If Russell Wilson leaves Seattle, does Pete Carroll survive?
No.
I believe this is his. Let me double check that. I believe this is his first under 500 season with Seattle. I might be wrong, though. Maybe when he first got there. But it's been a while.
I'm still on the Rush train, by the way.
You said what?
I'm still on the Rush train, by the way.
You always are.
Hey, listen. Y'all say what y'all want to. Love Justin Fields. Got the jersey. Wife bought it for me. Thank you, baby. Guess what? If Russ is available, you need to be going out to get Russ.
I'm okay.
Hey, whatever.
I'm trying to see here. Okay, here we go.
Ain't no sense in me saying I hope Justin can be the next Russ. I got Russ available.
So since he's been with Seattle, okay, so he had a 7-9, 2 7-9 seasons, first 2 years, 2010, 2011. Then he had 11-5, 13-3, 12-4, 10-6, 10-5, 9-7, 10-6, 11-5, 12-4 last year. And Rush missed considerable time, didn't he? Last season,
considerable time this season.
This season as well, but I think he was hurt last season as well, wasn't he? And then 6-10 this season. If they move on from Pete Carroll, I think that you're playing too much into recency bias.
I just think that if you lose your franchise QB, that you just rebuild. You let another coach come in and just do the thing. You have to rebuild that team. That team is going.
But why do you get rid of a coach with a 590 win record and an over 500 record in the playoffs?
Because it may be time for a different change.
You don't think he should get the shot to rebuild that if he wants to stay there?
No, because he's not a long-term solution for them.
Why not?
I don't see Pete Carroll being another 5-year in a coaching for another 5 years.
These NFL coaches be staying till they die.
I hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't see Pete Carroll doing that.
He's 70 years old. I'm not wishing nothing on nobody, but he's getting to that age where we starting to get to the point where it's like, that's a good life. What age do you make it to when it's like, oh, he lived a good life?
Dog, anything over 70.
You know what I'm saying?
Anything over 70. At this point, I'm not building my future around him. You're asking the wrong person. You know, I cut people quick. I know I could have cut a coach in a heartbeat.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, like, if we're gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going through the same situation that, well, a little bit different because Ben played all year, but Mike Tomlin having a down season. We gonna cut bait with Mike Tomlin? Couple bowls under him? At least Ben to 2-1-1. Same as Pete Carroll. You know, I give Muggs the opportunity. You've won that much for me. That tells me you know how to coach a football team. And guess what? Finding head coaches ain't exactly the easiest thing to do. Now, if Pete want to be done, that's different to me. If Pete's like, listen, I'm 70 years old, dog. I'm tired. I'm not finna go through another rebuild. I'm not about to sit here and try to get this thing back on track. If Russ leaves, I'm done. All right,
Dog,
that's different.
the only person I'm giving that's that old that I'm giving the opportunity to rebuild anything is a man in Foxborough. And guess what? He's doing it. He's moving and he's earned the right because he's won. Pete Carroll ain't that guy.
Pete Carroll's won. He
Pete
took one
Carroll.
from the guy.
Hey,
Now
how
Bill got
many?
it back.
Okay, I'm saying. Hey, hold on, wait. How
Oh
many
wait,
did Pete
no.
Carroll win?
Who they win they bowl against? No, they won the bowl against Denver, right?
They won a ball against Denver.
They won the Super Bowl against Denver.
Like Pete Carroll ain't. Now listen, Bill and Pete are not in the same conversation.
They're not. But a 590 win percentage in the NFL is not. You're completely out of the conversation.
No, it's not. It's not something to sneeze at. But you know what it is? You're getting old, and I need to rebuild this team. This may not be the best situation for you. Hey, listen.
No.
Hey, Pete. Thank you for your service.
Nah, I can't. To me, it's
I
some.
tell you what, Pete Carroll becomes available to be a head
Yes.
coach. You want him to come to the Bills?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
He
I like
wins.
the Harbaugh idea.
He wins. You know what Harbaugh
No,
didn't
he
do?
won. He won.
He won 12 games last year.
He won. He had the talent to do it too.
No.
Oh, okay.
He got the same team.
Yeah, this same team healthy is a winning team.
Yeah, but this team, they weren't healthy. Russ was out last year.
Russ was not out the whole season last year.
How many games Russ played last year? I thought Russ was out. Russ played.
Russ been out this season, which is why they ain't in the playoffs season.
He's been out this season for sure, which is why they lost because they had to turn it over to Geno. Hey, Russ couldn't have missed no time. That man threw 40 and 13. God dang.
When you have a QB that can do that, and you have a decent receiving core and a decent O line, well, his O line was up and down.
His O line ain't never been decent. Come on now.
Guess what?
That man been running his life his whole career.
Pete Carroll won because he had talent and he had people on the field who cared. Not necessarily because he's just this great offensive guru and coach.
Well, he's not an offensive coach in the first place.
Well, that's true. Because if he was an offensive coach, he'd do better by Russ.
Who is the coach that won with no talent?
No, again, there's no coach who hasn't won without talent, right? But there are some coaches who have definitely benefited from their talent way more than their coaching acumen. And I'm not saying Pete Carroll isn't a good coach. What I am saying is he has the same like Holtz always talks about how our offense is all just very predictable stuff like that. Guess what? That's the whole reason Russ wanted to leave, right? Because Pete Carroll wanted to play this whole, hey, nah, you're just a guy type thing. And Pete Carroll ain't won enough to even say that. Yeah, you won some regular season games, but you ain't out here like Bill. You need to shut up with that one.
Man, nobody's out here like Bill, though. Winning the Super Bowl absolutely gives you that cachet.
Dog, guess what?
But like Bill, you can't bring Bill up in this conversation. You got to talk about a coach that's on his level.
He don't talk. All right, so let's a coach that's on his level that move like he moves.
I mean, how you saying he moved though? What you mean?
Well, apparently he's very demonstrative to the point where he gives no input to his QB. The input from his QB doesn't matter to him, which is Russ is on the record to say that. Well, somewhat.
I'm like, I don't. Even that, like, that's Pete Carroll is a very.
So a very old guy.
No, he's an old guy, but he's a very Bruce Arians kind of coach. Like, talk to your OC, deal with that. I don't call these plays.
Yeah, that's not Pete Carroll. It would be nice.
That is Pete Carroll.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very because he calls the defense. Mike Tomlin's a good name to compare him to. Mike
Tomlin absolutely is not the same because Mike Tomlin, the way he handles that young core that he has and all the F-ups they've had over there, he's absolutely a better head coach from a development standpoint,
I mean, what
and
do
how he's treated his players.
if we talking about anything, I
Now,
mean,
as of late, that's it. I
he
don't know
told
about
one
in
of
the
his
past.
players this year, how about you? Well, he didn't tell him that verbatim, but he basically told him, how about you shut up and play football and let me coach the football team and don't worry about what we do in practice.
Hey, I get it.
You
Tomlin
know what
has
I'm
had
saying?
those moments.
Like I get, like everybody wants to continue like Mike Tomlin. He's the young head coach. Mike Tomlin was the young head coach when he came in. And everybody was excited because it's like he has the same music on his iPod. The fact that I just said iPod tells you how long ago this was. By the way, being young doesn't mean you can't listen to me. Like I got new art. I got Polo G on my phone right now. Doesn't mean that I'm 18. I just like how he sounds.
Yeah, but you're also in your 20s. I ain't a good.
I'm 27. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got new artists on my phone that have come out recently. I bump YBN Corday. I like how he raps. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I don't
happy,
understand because you're making it seem like you so much. Like, the age difference is not there,
yeah,
dog. You're not even that much older. You're in the same generation almost. What are you talking about?
as an 18-year-old, nah. Your generation musically is high school normally.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? Your music generation, your go-tos are high school. That's why I say Wayne beating Jay out here. Stop playing with him.
Hey, Polo G is 22. Hey, you all could have been in high school together, depending on certain things. Like,
Not at all.
no,
You know how
no.
dumb I would have to be in high school with him? What are you talking about right
You
now?
could have been on your way out. Could have been on his way in.
No.
Yeah, you're 27. He's 22. You're on his way out. While you're on your way out, while he's on his way in. You're not. It's not a big age difference. Like you don't have that 5 year gap. Is not large enough to say that's a different generation.
But when I was born, we're different. We're in different classifications generation wise.
I mean, technically, I guess. Are you really?
Yeah, that's how
Nah.
Gen X and Gen Z works, or
No,
whatever it
it's
is.
not. Millennials are
Millennials,
from 81 to 95. It's a 14
right?
year gap. You don't have 14 years on Polo G. It's not like hey, you're not in a different group, dog. Like you're in
Either
the
way,
same group.
either way, it's still different than the music we listened to in high school.
Eh, not really.
It's very different than the music. Bro, we was bumping Gucci Mane mixtapes in high school. You can't even play a Gucci Mane mixtape out loud now without hearing a word in there that you like, ooh, oh, hold on, Gucci. I don't know if you can say that no more.
Hey,
Relax there, brother. East
true,
Atlanta Santa was a wild time, dog.
true.
I look at you.
Hey,
That's a whole
listen,
different music genre, bro.
East Atlanta Santa was a whole different thing, but I mean,
Hey,
look
listen.
what came from it.
Listen, we can't say I'm talking about the music generation. Very different, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that mud dog. East Atlanta Santa was a wild time, dog. That was a great mixtape genre.
I miss those days.
Oh man. Hey, when you had to give your computer aids to download it off a LimeWire, basically, and then your dad, your mom just come in just like, hey, what's going on with the computer? Why is it just popping up with the don't send error report bouncing all over the screen? I don't know.
Right, right, right.
I don't know. Oh man. Oh, that was funny. That was a good laugh we needed. I don't know, dog. I absolutely would give Pete Carroll the opportunity to figure it out.
We played GM and owner way
We do.
differently, dog.
That's why this works, dog. That's
I'm
why this works.
not giving him a shot. And hey, listen, Pete. I'm gonna tell you this: Pete Carroll becomes available. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give him a nice gift. Give him a nice watch.
I don't know.
Send
All
it
right,
back.
sure. Yeah, good job.
That's
I
it.
don't know how that affects. All right, cool. You got it. Next team on the list there is the Chicago Bears.
Hey,
Think we know how that's going.
who would you want? Pete Carroll.
Man,
Boy, Pete Carroll walked through them doors. I'm not watching another game. I'm sorry. Pete
The
Carroll
win.
walked in the doors.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Hey,
we're
listen.
gonna win and lose
Hey,
at the
listen.
same time.
Who is the quarterback that Justin was compared to when he was coming in the draft?
Dog, he was compared to that quarterback, and that same quarterback is trying to get away from Pete Carroll. And I'm gonna have him come to with a younger version of him. Please. No.
Hey,
No.
look. If it give me a Super Bowl out of it, Pete, you come through and do what you got to do, my boy. I
You
want
would do that.
I want competence.
See, here's where we're different. You would do that for a head coach and keep the younger talent. I would get the veteran talent and go with a different head coach.
I mean, all right.
If Pete Carroll's available, you want Pete Carroll for Justin. If Russ is available, I would trade Justin for Russ.
Yeah, but you want you would definitely take the Rams approach at GM. I would be more like a Steelers GM approach. You would take the Rams approach. You would be like, "Hey, we got these first round picks. F these first round picks, man."
Hey, listen,
Hey, we're
Rams
gonna
are
need.
Super Bowl contenders,
Hey,
baby.
you gonna be like, we're gonna need young talent at some point. Forget these young mugs, man. They out here listening to Polo G.
You can't sit there and say young developing talent and Super Bowl in the same sentence consistently.
A
But you
word,
can't. Oh,
a word,
word.
a word. We
Can't
ain't
say
see
it consistently.
we didn't see Kansas City win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
How old was Russ when he won his Super Bowl? How old was Aaron when he won his Super Bowl?
Aaron was on a bench for 3 years. I don't consider that one. I don't consider it a
Okay,
good pick. Aaron was on a bench.
okay.
Aaron won a Super Bowl in what, 2011? He got drafted in
2011.
'04.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
started
7
playing
years.
in '07.
Oh, 4,
Oh,
7 years.
'08.
No, he got drafted in '04, '05.
Right, he started playing in '08. They still
Okay.
had Brett Favre there.
Yeah, no, guess what? I'm not considering Aaron Rodgers in that. Move on to your next one.
Okay, just because you don't consider him, don't mean it. He
How
wasn't
many people are going to get drafted behind a legendary QB and be able to sit for 3 years? The only last person, Cal Trask? Really?
Kyle Trask.
That's
Hey,
it.
hey, listen, we both think that mug's finna be a dog.
That's it.
Hey, Tom gonna be like, all right, I'm leaving Tampa. It's gonna be a tough loss out here, man. Yeah, hey, you guys, it's great to see you, man. Dominate them.
Hey, that's it.
Unleash the Kraken. Hey, listen, you know why you can't name a ton more? Oh, by the way, Tom Brady was young when he won his first one too, as well. You know why you can't name a ton more? Because Tom Brady won most of the Super Bowls in the last decade.
No, that's not. That sounds like an excuse to me.
Fam, you serious, though?
Yeah.
You serious? It sounds like an excuse. How many quarterbacks besides Tom Brady have won in the last 20 years?
Hey. Tom came in '99.
Mm-hmm.
How
Tom
how
didn't
long?
start. Tom
How
was
long?
behind.
How
Drew
long we been
Brees
playing
till
football?
'01. He was behind Drew Brees till '01.
How long we been playing football? Football been being played for how long? So you could go way further back if
So
you
we're
need to.
talking about Joe Flacco has 2.
Joe Flacco has one.
Joe Flacco's been to 2. No, Joe Flacco has.
One.
Joe Flacco had 1. They lost. They beat San Francisco. Is that the only one? Haven't he been to 2 Super Bowls? Nick Foles got 1 off of him. Eli got 2 off of him.
You're not naming the only legendary QB you just named. He's not even legendary. He's borderline Hall of Fame. Is Eli.
Big Ben. I said Big Ben. What are you talking about? Big Ben's a Hall of Famer. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer.
Big Ben won in his first 3 years.
When did Ben win? Good question.
Big Ben won his first 3 years. If he did, that prove me wrong. I don't think he
I'm
did.
not saying Big Ben is on the list. You said that Eli is the only one that's a Hall of Famer that won in there.
All I'm saying is, statistically speaking, just because it's happened recently, doesn't mean that it's the way to go.
Yeah, but you're not taking into account that the same dude has won all the Super Bowls.
I'm taking into account that, again,
And the one dude you're trying to argue for is one of the dudes that did it when he was young.
how many times have we seen Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers? You only seen it one time. One time. Well, no, you can't even say Aaron Rodgers Because Aaron Rodgers had 4 years behind Brett Favre. You've never seen a Patrick.
So
You're trying to make
you can't say
an
Aaron
argument
Rodgers.
based off anomalies, and you can't
No,
make an argument off of an anomaly.
listen,
You can't do it.
I've seen dudes sit behind great quarterbacks and come in and be scrubs.
Okay, great.
You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers is a game-changing quarterback. The Packers got 2 game-changing
Tom Brady
quarterbacks.
didn't sit behind the scrub.
He sat behind a nice quarterback. He sat behind Drew Bledsoe.
And he wasn't a scrub. He just got hurt.
No, I didn't say Drew was a scrub.
And he was in a system where, hey, if you look at that first Super Bowl, Brady wasn't Brady. Brady developed into Brady. I give you that. But hey, the way that the argument is how we would play GM, yeah, I'm going for the veterans who can get it done.
So listen, that's fine. That's fine. But you're talking about
that are not over the hill that can get it done.
You're talking about one dude that's got it done. So if you get Tom Brady, good job. You're going to win a Super Bowl. Nice job playing the odds on that one. You're talking about one dude.
No, I'm talking about veteran QBs.
Out of all of them, out of all of the QBs that have won a championship in the last 20 years, we're talking about one dude has been to all of them. Just about.
Brady has 7.
Brady has 7. He's been to 10 of them. In 20 years, he's been to half of them.
Okay. So, again, who are the QBs that they went up against? Who are the QBs that won out of the 10 or 13, rather? Eli has 2. Flacco has 1. Breeze has 1. Peyton has 2. I'm naming a lot of veteran QBs.
Yeah. And you
So, guess what? The argument is, do I want, if I have an opportunity to get a Hall of Fame veteran quarterback to help my team, who is positioned right now with a defense that I can kind of keep intact and make a run, do I go for that, or do I go get a over the hill head coach to potentially coach my young QB who is modeled after the after a QB that he don't even like?
But you're saying he's over the hill. Nothing is shown. He's had one down season. How's that make him over the hill? Guess what? Teams have down seasons. Bill had a down season last year. Was Bill over the hill? Bill's right back.
Was Bill over the hill?
It was Bill over the hill. He had a down season last season.
Yeah, Bill would tell you himself. We had no talent because we had no money because we bet the farm on winning championships.
Okay. Guess what P.kidd
No.
said?
Bill, that one example right there. No. That's what Bill's just look at what I just said. Bill said we spent our money to win championships. Mm-hmm. Why does that sound a lot like how I would construct my team if I have the opportunity to? I would spend my money in draft capital to get guaranteed talent to win championships. The winningest head coach just said it himself, and you're going to argue that.
You still have what I'm arguing is that you said young talent doesn't win. Don't move the goalposts.
No, young talent is not guaranteed to win. It's not.
Young talent is winning right now.
Young talent is in the conversation, but even now,
young talent has already won.
No.
Mahomes is 2 years ago.
Pat Mahomes won, but who is your current Super Bowl champion?
Tom Brady, absolutely. One another.
No. Time out. His entire team is full of what?
Veterans, absolutely. What was the team the year before? What was the team the year before? It's not case closed. What was the team the year before? What was the team the year before? How old's Kelsey? How old's Tyreek? How old was Kareem Hunt?
You just mentioned one team, and I applaud you.
Damn, we're talking about right now. I'm not talking about 20 years ago.
You're talking about right now, and I just told you. You can't talk about an anomaly. It doesn't statistically happen that way.
Oh, they didn't get back to the Super Bowl, though.
It is.
It's an anomaly, but they went to back-to-back Super Bowls.
They were constructed very well.
Still a favorite to go to the Super Bowl.
Jimmy G was in the Super Bowl. Jimmy G was in the Super Bowl. Jimmy G is a veteran. Jimmy G was a veteran when he got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he sat behind. Jimmy G 25 when he got there. 24,
how many years in the league was he, though?
He sat behind Tom 2 years. 2-3 years, something like that. Jared Goff was in a Super Bowl. Which is hey, you want to talk about coaching, getting the job done.
Hey, listen, we all know that's straight coaching.
But that team was young. That Rams team was young. Todd Gurley was, fam, we think of Todd Gurley as old. Todd Gurley has literally came and went and all in 4 years.
That's wild. Todd Gurley is old in my mind.
You know what I'm saying?
Todd Gurley is old in my
You
mind.
know what I'm saying, man?
I'm not gonna lie about that one. He's 27. God dang.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Let's not say young talent can't get to the bowl.
I'm not saying they can't get to the bowl. I'm just saying statistically speaking, they don't. It's not proven to win at the same clip versus how I would construct my team. It just isn't.
But the clip is based off of one dude winning for 10 years.
No, it's not. It's based off the average. It's based off the average team that's won, even outside of him. Even outside of him, everyone constructed their team full of vets. Peyton went to a team with the Broncos, and they got rid of a lot of young talent.
Yeah, but if we talking about vets, how long we talk about in the league? You know what I'm saying? 3 years is a vet. Ricky Fontaine said Gurley needs 42 though. No, you ain't lying, dog. You ain't lying. You're 27, but the knees 32, 42. Oh man, listen, man. Look, let me. Hey, I want to get to this last little segment, man. I think we went through most of the teams. That was a good debate on Pete Carroll right there. That was a good debate on Pete Carroll. We definitely are different people. I think that's what makes the show interesting. Because I'll look at somebody that's
Lamar
been
Jackson got a shot to do it young. He
so,
had one.
Yeah, come on now.
He had one.
It's so funny when I think about it, because it's like, for you, it's like I would rather take the given talent that is successful. And for me, I'm just like, no, give me the head coach, because I know he can build a system. You got to have the talent as well, but a system make a difference. I've seen teams in a good system. Heck, I've seen Bills teams in a good system that you like, hey man, they really ain't got nobody. What's the average speed of them wide receivers? 4.8. Oof. Well, they got me running out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the system to me means more in football. Like, you can put average players in a great system and they will become good.
I can see that. And I agree with that.
So I would rather see somebody come in with a great system that has been proven to win and proven to work. You'd rather see the talent, which I love that we build our teams differently, because it's just like, it makes the show interesting to me.
Hey, listen, OBJ looks real good when he has talent thrown to him.
Wait, hey, listen, no, OBJ, nope. That's the perfect point. OBJ looked real good when he got Sean McVay scheming for where he's supposed to go.
Oh,
OBJ, hey, listen.
Wait. No one said on the Browns that they didn't have schemes for him. They said Baker chose not to throw to him.
Hey, no, Baker.
That's a different story.
Hey, listen. Baker is a whole different story in general. You gotta, if y'all ain't seen that, do yourself a favor and go look at that 5-minute clip. It's bad. It's not just Baker overlooking him. It's Baker looking him in the face. OBJ being so wide open that Mitch could hit him in the hands, and that mug just like, who?
Like, dog, that's a whole different thing. He was schemed. He was open. OBJ ran the route. Right here, baby. Right here. And he's like, not getting it.
OBJ got back to the huddle. That mug said, hey, man, I was open. You missed me on that. Shut the fuck
up. Hey, so all I'm saying is,
Donovan McNabb TO story I ever heard. They said that was week 1 of them playing together.
Looks real good.
That went on to win a whole, or go to a whole. Y'all didn't win it. Go to a whole Super Bowl. By the way, I will say this: even though the Rams are, what are they, 4-0, and they in the last month, I'm not gonna lie to you. Matt Stafford is making me less and less confident about if he's gonna be able to get this job done. I'm watching Matt, and I'm just like, ooh, that was into a lot of coverage right there. Ooh, that was into a whole lot of coverage right there. That was more coverage than the last play.
Yeah.
Like, he's starting to, I'm like, come on, Matt. I was actually rooting for you. You got out of Detroit. I thought you was gonna be a different dude, man. Don't be that dude, man.
It's also scheme too, because guess what? They definitely dialing in as, hey, I got this shiny new toy who can sling this thing. We're gonna sling it every rip. Like,
hey, listen, Sean McVay will absolutely, if he see Matt starting to play him out of game, he'll be like, hand that ball off. How many passes Matt got that game? 8. 8 pass attempts on the night. I think that's pretty much the end of our bottom feeders there. Because I mean, Mike Tomlin. We all think Mike Tomlin gonna still be there? I don't think Mike
I
Tomlin.
think if they part, it's going to be one of those amicable decisions.
Yeah, we both part ways. Does Sean Payton stay in New Orleans, even though they got him under contract till like 2025? But I was telling Muzz yesterday, I was like, if Sean Payton want to leave, Sean Payton gonna leave. That's the king of New Orleans, right there.
Sean Payton is in talks to potentially come to the Bears. Those are the rumors out there.
That would be crazy, dog.
Those are the unsubstantiated rumors.
Who's sending them rumors out there? That'd be my thing. Is it the same dudes that said Nagy was going to be fired every week since the Detroit game?
Hey, dog, I think he was really going to get fired.
I do too.
I think he was cooked.
I think he was cooked, and somebody leaked the story trying to be the first one to report it.
And then we didn't know how to handle it.
Do that.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I think he was out of here. Ain't no way in the world you're gonna tell me he was gonna make it past that game.
Quick run through. Does Chico Rivera stay in Washington?
I have no idea.
Let's
make this an impactful 5 minutes, dog.
Shout out to Four Red. He said, "Source, trust me, bro."
Hey, it's a good source. Trust me, bro. Trust me.
Hey, that's great. Hey, who's the source on that? Trust me, bro.
Hey.
Cornelius.
How much did they used to get away with that, though?
Hey, he said Jim Harbaugh, Rex Ryan. I guess if you got a gun in my head and I got to pick one of the two, I'll take Jim Harbaugh. Sure. Pittsburgh doesn't fire coaches. Tomlin's only the 4th in history. Absolutely.
Jim, I'm going for Rex.
Y'all can keep Rex.
You got
it. You got it, man. Want to give a shout out to the Contender as well, man. If you guys need to bounce for work, download the Contender. We're airing the app right now and listen in your car on your way to work. You can listen on both sides, man. If you got the YouTube open, if you got to head out for the job, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us on either platform. Appreciate that love. Before you get up out of here, kid, quick run through on this one. Dope or nope? Monday Night Football tonight.
Who's playing?
Looking at Browns Steelers. Iconic matchup. Tuning in? No? That's a no?
Yeah. You know what? It's Big Ben's last Monday Night Football game.
Big Ben's last Monday night game versus a rival. Not enough of a draw.
I would watch it because it's Ben's last Monday Night Football game.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you credit on that one. Let's see. What was the other one I had? Sports
now,
Watch.
am I going to watch it?
but dope. It's a note for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's a note for me, though.
Even if the Bulls weren't playing tonight, I'm probably doing something else. It might be on the second TV though. It's not a dope, but it's definitely. I wouldn't say it's a full-on note. Miami Heat versus Golden State Warriors. That is tonight at 9 p.m.
Oh, that's dope.
Even with Miami still having a ton of injuries on their side, that falls into the dope category for you. You know, I don't know, dog.
Who's out for them?
Who ain't out for them? Ole, Morris, Markieff Morris, Udonis
Haslam. Come on.
That was funny. Dwayne Dedman, PJ Tucker, Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, Max Strauss, Bam Adebayo, KZ Okapla.
Oh, that's a note for me. That game should be canceled.
Jesus Christ.
You just named 10 people.
Jimmy Butler playing?
You just named 10 people out. 9 if you don't want to consider Haslam.
Yeah, we're not considering Haslam. You did get in when you need somebody to fight. Hey, what if you the team on the other side? You just see Haslam checking in. It's like, who we piss off? What we do?
Somebody getting clipped. That's a note for me. Nah. Somebody should fake a COVID thing just for that. No, that's a poor percent. No, seriously, you got 10 people out. Why are we still having this game?
You know what? And that's kind of what one of the things that I look at when I said, is the NBA showing favoritism? Because we saw a lot of teams that in the beginning you were seeing games postponed like that, like that, like that. But it's almost like since Adam Silver has come out with his statement on his
Yeah, he
stance
one
on
of those stupid.
playing, now he doesn't want to cancel any games, even if. Or did we have? Let me see. When did we have games postponed?
Now we had 2 games back to back postponed.
No, I know Bulls did. I'm saying, did has the NBA had any games postponed in the last? I think in the last week.
We had some games postponed the last week.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's still games that are like, no, we're not gonna let you play that. But Atlanta's missing. Atlanta literally ran out with Trae Young, Capella, and the rest of them, and they were just like,
Did they? Nah. Listen, does Golden State have anybody out?
Clay and James Wiseman.
No. The game should be postponed.
This game should not be played.
The game should not be played. It's not even fair. Was Steph gonna have 30 by the halftime and then call it a day?
Dog. 30 by dog. They're gonna have 33 pointers by the halftime. That's tough.
So you gotta think of, the reason why it should be postponed is because you're gonna play players who are available. You're gonna run them hard, which increases the chance of injury. No, you should postpone the game.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that one. Will you be tuning in tonight just on some regular TV type stuff? Will you be tuning in tonight to the season 2 premiere of Kenan, starring Kenan Thompson, which I didn't know there was a season 1.
Oh, that's a note for me, dog.
Fam, did you know Kenan Thompson had his own TV show?
No, I'm happy to see him getting his money, but that's a no for me, dog.
Fam, not a bad cast either. Kenan Thompson, Don Johnson, Chris Reed. That's it.
Still a note for me, dog.
Still a note, dog?
Still a no.
All right, yeah. And then last one, the season premiere of The Cleaning Lady, which I saw a preview for that during NFL football, which basically Shorty's a maid that goes out here taking people out like a undercover spy. Any love for The Cleaning Lady season 1 premiering tonight, dog? It actually looked like a decent show in the preview. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not a big live action TV kind of guy. It's gonna be a nope for you, though. Fam, I'm pretty sure you said nope to everything we saw in here today. You're not watching nothing tonight.
I gotta work.
The TV is off.
I got a whole, dissertation to get out for an event next week. Guess what? Nah.
You guess you're working on it tonight?
I got to. I ain't got no choice. I got to finish it up. I got to submit it tomorrow morning. So, it depends on how much I can get done. It may be iffy for me on the Bulls call because work. I got to work. So it is what it is.
There's no way DeMar DeRozan gets another game-winning 3-pointer tonight.
If he does, more power to him. Hey, run it up, baby. But the stuff you just brought to me, you brought up. I said, yeah, the Big Ben. I'm not gonna be tuning in because if I'm not on the live call, then I'm going to be watching you in the game, right? So I say yeah to that. Everything else is pretty much like, did you know Kenan had a season? You said no to that too. He didn't have a season 1, so you primed it all wrong.
I get the caveat though, you know what I'm saying? I have to call the game tonight, so I have to watch. It's a note for me on everything because I have to watch the Bulls.
Okay, hold on. Flip this way. All right. Let's say you don't have to call the game. You watching Kenan over Big Ben?
Oh, you know what? Now that's not a bad debate though. That's closer. Hold on. The fact that it's on season 2 and I have no idea what season 1 was, I would probably turn it on, but I'm gonna lie to you. It's because I think that tonight's game is gonna be terrible.
You wanna know how I know you lying? Because we gotta get back on this show in the morning. You gotta talk sports. Kenan's show don't help you talk sports.
But you know what? I can like a game like that, I would watch it how you watch like the rest of the games throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? Like I would watch where they just cut out the middle
Right.
part. You can watch it all in like 20 minutes. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like that's how this game is gonna go. Like I have no confidence tonight's game is gonna be a good game. I have no confidence in anything that the Browns are doing at this point. Baker has like 1 week where he's like, "Yeah, we out here killing it," and he's got another week where it's like, "Listen, I don't know who's causing these throws into quadruple coverage, but it can't be OBJ no more." And Ben's
Game-winning
old.
touchdown.
I love this. Is the thing, right? I hate seeing the player that's past his prime play too long. It's the worst thing in the world for me because all we do for the rest of the season is say, can he give us a bounce back performance? Can he give us one more? Can he give us that net? Does he have one more leg? And I hate doing that. I was scared that was going to be Brian this year, and then Brian was just like, nah, dog, I can play basketball for the next 40 years and still be better than most of the people that have ever touched the ball. I'm not sure
Brian
what
is
you're
a special
thinking.
dude, man.
You said what?
Brian is a special
A
dude,
special
man.
dude, dog.
Hey, but let's not get it twisted. Mike was still dropping 40 at 38.
Hey, but there's the difference I will say, I don't think Brian had a 6-point game this year. Mike had a 6-point game at this point.
Mike was also 38.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. But
I like how Jalen comes in and says P.kidd
hey,
skims through games.
Jalen
That's why
came
it's taking
on
me so bad.
immediate smoke.
Hey, listen. It's funny coming from a guy who can't beat me.
You just gonna take it straight to basketball?
Hey, listen. I ain't gonna Kwame Brown you. I'm gonna keep it hoop.
You gonna Kwame Brown it?
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that because I
You
definitely got to get on this call.
Hey, listen, we can
Hey,
get
you
into
gotta
Kwame.
talk about Kwame Brown. You gotta
Hey,
talk
listen,
about
we
Kwame
can get
Brown
into
before you go.
Kwame a little bit tomorrow, man, because I definitely got to have you here for that topic, man. But we're gonna get through. I appreciate you for tuning in with me, my boy. We're gonna let P.kidd get up out of here, man. I'm rocking with y'all till about 8:55, and then we're gonna get up out of here. So appreciate that love, man. Stay safe out there, kid.
All right, my dude.
What Cornelia said Keenan with Kale was the only show I'm going to watch with Keenan. But you know what? Keenan has had a good run over on SNL. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disrespecting what he's done over there, man. But that was dope or nope, dog. I wanted to get that in before Kid got up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us up to this point, man. I mean, we've had a good morning. Talked about a lot of different topics, man. Broke down a lot of different things, especially talking about AB, especially talking about kind of where the NFL rankings are. It's always interesting to see how other people look at it too. You know what I'm saying? It's always interesting to see how Kidd looks at building the teams. Which the reason I brought him on here is because of how fundamentally different we are. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason I brought Kidd onto the show is because like me and him can sit down for an hour, look at the same team, come to a lot of the same conclusions. And literally, we will, in the middle of it, have one thing that will get us hung up. We'll have one thing like today. Like we're both like, we want to bring in these great pieces to the Bears. But then the one that he wants Russ, I would rather have Justin here because I think Justin is going to be the next man up on that. And I would rather bring in the coach that got Russ to the point that he's at. But I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Look, Chicago Garza, it's entertaining to hear y'all bicker. It wouldn't be entertaining if if y'all agreed too much. And it's so weird, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird, like having them, like how we fundamentally look at things, because we'll get stuck on that one thing. You know what I'm saying? We'll be stuck on that one thing for a million years. Like right now with Kobe White. Kobe absolutely having a bounce back. He's playing well. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays tonight, especially with Lonzo coming back. The interesting part. But Kidd's going to be on that. Kidd's going to be on that. He's going to be like, listen, Zoe came back, and if Kobe has a game tonight where, and we can get into that too before I get up out of here, man. I got about 10 minutes left. If Kobe has a game tonight where he kind of goes back, you already know Kidd's going to be on his head. If he has a game where he has a 10-point game on a 3 of 7 shooting night, you already know Kidd going to be on his heels. And that's the part that kills me, dog. That's my boy, though, man. That's my boy. I definitely rock with him, man. I definitely appreciate him. It's good debate, man, absolutely. And that's why everybody tunes in. Shout out to all of y'all for tuning in. Shout out to y'all for showing love, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with the show. Let's get into this a little bit. Kidd definitely lives up to his name, for sure. With Lonzo coming back, with I believe McKinney's coming back as well. How does the team adjust? If we look at Lonzo Ball's production, he's going to be more ball dominant coming into the game. He's got to be, kind of able to come in and already have his wind and all of that built up and stuff like that. How is the team going to adjust to bringing him back in? Because we've seen them get very independent. We've seen them be very one-on-one, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. How do they move everybody back into place? And is Billy Donovan back tonight? I believe Billy Donovan's back tonight as well. So you're getting everything kind of back to where it's supposed to be. Here's the interesting thing for me. And the thing that the Bulls need to look at most. Does Kobe White continue the way he's been playing? Or is the way he's been playing only because of the minutes he's been getting, the confidence he's had? I'll say this, as much as, we've all kind of gone back and forth with Kidd and stuff like that. Let's be honest. We know that Kobe hasn't been consistent. We know that when given starters time, Kobe wasn't consistent. And does him being relegated to a bench position again throw that off for him? Who loses minutes? Who ends up, who ends up struggling because the time has gone away from him? I'll say this, and I had somebody ask me the question on Twitter as well. Matt Thomas will not play. Tyler Cook, even though I believe he's still injured, will not play with these guys back. You're going to see more McKinney. You're going to see more Zoe. You're going to see more. But who gets the minutes out of Kobe and Ayo in that situation? Cornelia says Ayo's going to lose his minutes. That's the part you got to look at. You know what I'm saying? That's the part to me where, do you play the upside of the young guy and try to move on from Kobe White in a situation like not you hate to say trade him, but at that point, he is an upside player. If you have a need that can be filled by moving on from Kobe White, is it what? You know what I'm saying? Clayton, excellent point. Clayton says Kobe White needs the time for his confidence. That's an excellent point. You know what I'm saying? But if Kobe White is getting the minutes and is getting the confidence, say he goes from, I mean, we're talking about Kobe was playing, 30 some minutes. If he goes back to 22, 23 minutes a game, can he still have similar production? It doesn't have to be 24 points because you're not getting out there that time. I would say if he's able to give you 12 to 15 points off of the bench, 4 assists, I'm happy with that. Good game. That's a good game. Can he do that? Or does he need the time in the game to be that guy? And while we're talking about the Bulls, man, I want to let you guys know about FanDuel as well. Question for you. Are you like us Bulls fans that know they can run a successful franchise if given the chance? Well, we've teamed up with FanDuel to give you that opportunity to put your GM skills to the test. With FanDuel being the premier sports gaming destination in the United States, we realize that this is the perfect way to not only team up with the Breeze Nation for fantasy fun, but also a way to allow us the opportunity to win some cash prizes. Now, here's the thing, right? Fantasy football is a great sport. It's a great thing. We all love fantasy football. Fantasy basketball, I'm okay. I'm okay on the fantasy basketball. I can live without fantasy basketball, but on FanDuel, fantasy basketball is made fun. With FanDuel being the premier sports gaming destination in the United States, it's a very simple way for you to win cash prizes. It's simple. You pick your team while staying under the given salary cap. And if you pick the best team, you win. Make sure that you sign up by using our link because this is a paid brand deal that helps us be here with you more often. It's a paid sponsorship. Check the link in the description below to sign up. FanDuel.com/Windy City Weekly. Make sure y'all check out that in the description below. Please, I appreciate you guys if you do sign up with our name. And it's one of those things to me that I look at and I say, okay, Kobe, Io, I like him still in there, and I think Io gets the minutes if Caruso's not healthy. But when Caruso comes back, does he lose those minutes too? We're talking about Zach. Tony Bradley's going to get some minutes because of his size and length. McKinney's going to get some minutes because of his size and length. Vooch, DeMar, Lonzo, Javante. Is that a lineup that speaks to the Bulls' biggest success while Caruso's out? I mean, honestly, we're talking about guys that Derrick Jones might end up losing minutes with how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Troy Brown probably is going to lose some minutes with how this thing goes. The way Kobe's been playing, I think Kobe's earned the minutes. I think you want to see Kobe get the minutes. Darius says, give me 15 for Io, maybe even 10. I'm good with that. That's interesting, man. It's interesting because to me, like, do you hurt the player by taking away from him? I'm speaking on Io, not Kobe, because I think Kobe's earned the minutes. Do you hurt Io, though, by taking the minutes away from him, even though we've seen him come out consistently and be that dude? We've seen him come out consistently and be that guy that the Bulls can rely on, when you got to turn to somebody most. Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys for rocking with us this long, man. I really do. I will be live for the Bulls live call tonight. I said tonight. I don't know if Kid will be on there, but I will be on there for sure. Hope to see you guys tonight. We do call every single Bulls game live, so hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Also, if you guys are in here and you're not one of the Breeze super fans, man, join up with the Breeze super fans. Just hit that join button if you see it on your screen, or check the link in the description below to sign up as well, man. That is a big part of what we're doing here, man. I appreciate everybody who's shown love, man. Follow your boy at Pat the Designer on Twitter and on IG. Doing a lot of stuff over on Twitter and IG, honestly. A lot of stuff over on Twitter. I'm trying to get my Twitter busting this shit, man. My Twitter is like nice. Like, I got a lot of people that tweet me all the time and stuff like that. But it's not busting. I want to get to the point where I got my Twitter verified, which I would think having 11K on YouTube would help me with that, but apparently not. So we're gonna see, man. I'm gonna have to shoot somebody an email because, man, getting that check mark would be dope over there, man. But no, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with me as always, man. Please continue to support the content. Please continue to support the show. We'll be live bright and early tomorrow at 6 a.m. Again, we'll probably be still breaking down anything that comes out with Antonio Brown. And we'll also be looking at some smoke from Gilbert Arenas and Kwame Brown. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, man.